right, and we are live, and we are here. Oh, okay. How's it going, you beautiful people? And welcome to this video, this live stream, actually. I'm Cobalt GM, and we're about to play the tabletop role-playing game Esper Genesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment. Before we begin, let me tell you a little something about my players. We have the beautiful, dark, lovely. We have, oh, sorry, she's playing our Keshian Princess Aura. We have the awesome Alloy.
Alloy.
Most definitely. Playing the Ashen Forge Warrior Argus. Next we have the magnificent Master Draco.
Hey, hey.
Playing the Volna Hunter Rythan Brave Stride. Next we have the terrific Tonto Tomahawk.
Hola.
Playing the fire-blooded Promethean Sagaristio. Last but definitely not least, we have the Titanic Typhoon 44.
The torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Oh God, he's quiet.
It's all right. Played the Earthborn human captain Jonathan T. Archer. That's it. Those are our players, and now it's time for one of them to grace us with a recap of our last session. Who would like to do it? Oh, okay. So that's a no for Argus. Okay, we have a no on the nose for Aura. I think I heard a quiet no from Sagaristio. That leaves Typhoon and
I'll
Master
throw you
Draco.
under the bus, boy. It's yours.
All right. Well, after dealing with the Siamese croc, we get through the lift, or the doors, pretty much, to get into Sector 4. Is that what it's called? Sector 4?
Segment 4.
Segment 4.
And it was a hatch.
And a hatch, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a door. It's a door in a hatch frame, okay? Well, just whatever.
Mhm.
All right. We get into Segment 4.
Right.
And an avalanche pretty much happened from the ceiling the moment we got in.
Yes.
And almost fell onto our tanky warrior Argus's head. Archer saved him. And then we were in a scene of snow and ice and broken buildings and a lot of snow and white. After the majestic scream of our tank, hordes of Seath decide that, hey, your food, and we go on the run.
Right.
And we start running, and we run some more, kill some, run some more, drop a building on some, Argus, some more, set some more traps, run some more.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to get to the north because Aura started hearing, hey, this voices again saying you need to go there.
Right.
On our way there, we come across a fallen Ashen Forged warrior that actually knows Argus. I do not remember his name.
Telvin?
Ooh.
Alvin?
Telvin.
Yes, Kelvin. Okay.
I only remember it because it's so close to the other asshole, Halvin.
Yeah. Alvin's the other one.
Uh-huh.
And he was in really rough shape, but after some sweet words and taking in his Swarman implant and letting him go to the afterlife. I don't know how Ashen Forge do it, but as he
Would you
moved
feel better
on-
if I told you we don't have an afterlife?
Okay, well, what a warrior's death and last words. Yeah, he was dearly in love with someone, which was another word.
Yeah.
We finally make it to the Keshin Temple,
Mhm.
where it is a safe zone. Upon there, we gain information of the creatures, take a short rest. We learn that, hey, there's some survivors over there, but they're captured, and we need you to deal with that. So we get some provisions, some cloaks, handle the icy storm, the winter massacre that we're going through, and then we proceed to go there.
Right.
Upon getting there, we had to make a plan to engage their electrified fence, a protective barrier to, or also a cage to those that are surviving with a Lorendi commander. a robot, and a turret. So the stealthy guys do their thing. One stealthy guy got caught, which was Archer, and he started engaging. We Argus shoots the generator to take out the fence. We try. I tried to hogtie a robot, got stomped on, and also we had an EMP moment that kind of succeeded on the turrets, but failed on the fences and generator.
Right.
For all that. But we clear out that situation and start getting ourselves together, and a Drake comes up and wants to either eat us because we're in a vulnerable state. And that is where we left off.
I blew a dude up with my stick.
Oh yeah, you did blow up the commander.
Phrasing. No. All right. Well, is there anything else that anyone would like to add?
I fonzied the cannon back into operational status.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay.
Because that's how that works.
Definitely. So, I'm actually going to be keeping track of inspiration for a change.
I'm at 2.
Yes, you are at 2. Everyone else is at 1. Someone go. Okay. Does anyone remember where their HP was at?
I'm not even convinced I got hit, honestly.
You
didn't. Aura did, though.
Yeah. So I'm still at 29.
Okay. And Rylan, you said that you're a 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Awfully high expectations out of you. You're
Oh.
a 10. I'd give you a 7 at best.
You're a 10, but he's a furry.
So, depending on who you are, that might make him an 8.
Fury, not furry. Get it right.
Okay. Captain Archer, what is your HP currently at?
Believe I took any hits.
Okay. Well, then, I'm going to assume that everyone else is at max, aside from Mr. Brave Stride. All right, we all cool with that?
Mr. Braystride and Sagarisio, I did say I took a hit.
Yeah, I thought you
Sorry,
healed.
At 19 HP.
Okay, thank you. So we have Aura at 19, and then Sagarisio, where's yours?
Mine is at 9.
Yours is at
I
9.
took a crit.
Thank you.
I did too. Kicking the face.
Uh-oh.
No, you were stomped on. I was shot.
I was stepped on or stomped on, but we got that corrected. I was stepped on.
Yes. All
These
right.
boots were made for walking, and that's what they'll do.
Not boots, bots. All right. But all right. Let us get into this. Once again, we return to segment 4. Imagine, if you will, the freezing winds, though their bite has been mitigated by those cloaks that you acquired from the Keshian temple. A furious battle had taken place. This Lorendi soldier, who seemed to rule over this gathering of hostages that were corralled in this red electric fence. He seemed unstoppable. He seemed invincible, especially to them. But you heroes definitely proved him wrong. Argus, in an incredible display of achieving Esper Genesis, started to flash red energy and completely just blew that Lorendi apart. The rest of you kind of teamed up and took down its large robot guard that was helping patrol the red electric fence that was surrounding the hostages, the survivors. But with the generator for that fence damaged and the fence turned off, now the damaging cold is affecting the survivors. But just as you guys were kind of recovering from that fight, some of you had taken damage, some of you had not. A shadow swooped over the area. All of you had seen this cryo Drake before. Some of you have done research. How this thing somehow got inside segment 4 is a mystery. but their power is the stuff of legends. As it is swooping around, circling all of you, it roars. And realizing that these dual cannons, this turret that was in the center of this this survivor camp that was established by the Lorendi, you guys were able to quickly piece together that this Lorendi guy was using these turrets to keep this dragon away. But the turrets were damaged in the fight. But not for long, because Sagaricio immediately rushed over to it and began repairs. And with an incredible roll, I think it was like 21 or 23 or something.
21.
21.
21, thank you. Was definitely able to get this turret operational again. And so with that, actually, let us go back even further. Not with everyone, but with just Sagaricio. Because this isn't the first time you were rushing to repair a turret. Sagaricio, as you are putting components back together to get this turret online, your mind cannot help but to go back way before you met any of the heroes that currently are surrounding you. Way before you found yourself on Pel Ivaro dealing with the Lorendi. All the way back to when you were at a covert base. Doing, according to the Sorium Accords, illegal research. Illegal testing. Illegal experimentation. None of your family, aside from those that were involved, knew what you were doing here. No one knew the experiments that were taking place. Yet, in this secret facility, there were 2 intruders. Dressed all in black, advanced stealth suits, helmets obscuring features. The only thing you could tell was that they were some type of humanoids. You don't know how they got in, but immediately, alarms blared. Vital research data was being downloaded and destroyed behind it, so that all that you had worked for was getting ready to be erased. Charges were set, traps were laid. It was in this infiltration that you lost your arm due to these 2 intruders. They had managed to somehow turn the turrets off, damage a few of them, and you saw 2 of them getting ready to steal all of the research data. You were wounded, arm missing, bleeding badly, but you saw the turret, and you know it was the only chance you had to stop them. You hot-wired it. It came back online. It began blasting. You know it definitely shot one of them in the helmet. They still managed to escape. But you fell out onto the floor, seemingly watching life ebb away from you. And your mind couldn't help but to go back into thinking of how lonely your life was. You don't know how you made it to a medical facility after that, but no one came to visit. The rest of your family was busy. For the weeks you were there alone, until finally you received a communique. A cousin was having a birthday, and he actually thought to invite you. And that's when you realized you didn't like being alone. This may be the first step that you could take to fighting that feeling and actually rebuilding a life for yourself, and not one based on secretive research. But either way, accepting that invitation to go to that birthday party, to dance with your cousin, led to an incredible adventure that you thought you would never go on. Meeting people you thought you would never meet. And now finding yourself in a situation you thought you would never be in, as finally the turret comes online, snapping you back into the present. And with your hands on the trigger. I need everyone now to roll initiative. The crowd Jake begins to roar again, echoing throughout the entirety of the entire segment. The people kind of begin to freak out a bit. Sagaristio, as you're sitting here getting ready to spin the turret around to begin targeting the crowd Jake, this one older crescent Promethean, his hair completely silvered, actually flowing all the way down his back, even in a low pony. He's running up to you. Relay! Dialed. Real dial regulator. Real dial regulator. As he is constantly pleading with you in lingo. The rest of you are kind of like, what the heck is going on? But Sagaristio, do you speak lingo?
I do.
Long story short, he is begging you to stop. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. No matter what, don't shoot. Let's see what the initiative is saying. Oh, Brave Stride, you're definitely going first. Followed by the captain. Followed by you, Saga. And then we're going to go with Aura and last but Argus, because ladies first. Brave Stride.
Fine.
So far, this crowd Drake is circling, and that roar has caused the people to kind of freak out. They were already busy gathering their stuff and belongings, but now they're trying to look and see which way to go, because all they see is snow, aside from the twinkling lights of a few of the buildings that still have power in the main portion of the city to the south. But Brave Stride, what do you do?
My last foraging technique for the day, I will commune with Beast.
I beg your pardon?
Commune with Beast.
Turret bubbles. What's the range on that?
It just says action, range, self, 10 minutes.
Okay.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence and planetary origin.
Mm-hmm.
But at minimum, beasts can give you information about locations and threats, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Mm-hmm.
And that is about it.
Okay, thank you for reading what it does. Okay, with that, once again, you go ahead and you reach into the pocket of your vest, which also doubles as your hunter's rig. You bring out this one device that actually unfolds, and it turns into kind of like a mask. As soon as you put it on over your face, immediately it will translate everything you're saying into something that will eventually align with what a beast can understand. Do you do anything else?
Yes, I'm going to talk to the beast.
All right. It is quite far away, but you could possibly yell and hopefully try to reach its ears. What do you say to it?
So I will yell. I wrote this down, so I will read it.
Mm-hmm.
White-scaled one, born of Sorium and ice, who reigns in the sky. We are not your foes. We have destroyed the ones who dare harm you, but there are more. We have a common enemy nested to the north, similar to the ones who dare to take your authorities of the skies. We can become a horde and fight together with bone-chilling vengeance to make your authority clear to those who stand against you.
That's kind of beautiful. You turd. Please roll your persuasion with advantage. In the meantime, I can never anticipate what you guys are going to do. Never at all. Who is next? Captain Jonathan T. Archer, as Ryland Bravestride is making this plea, crying out as loud as he can throughout the area of segment 4, hoping that his comment will reach this circling crowd Drake.
16.
Of course it's a 16.
Well, it's a good thing you had advantage, because the other option would have been a 0.
Okay. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yep.
Okay, when we left off, I had gone into stealth mode again. If memory serves, I will take this opportunity to step up beside the princess, just out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And, milady, let's grab these people and get them moving back towards your temple there.
Nice, nice. So you're getting ready to try to corral the people and get them under control, which means you need to also make a persuasion. The problem is it's a decent assortment of people, around 30. They're freaking out because we have a crowd drake circling the area. We have this Volna screaming at it, but to them it sounds like roaring. Go ahead,
Okay.
roll your persuasion, but unless someone's going to help you, you're going to be doing this at disadvantage.
Princess, help him, please.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Oh, okay. You know this is going to be your turn, right? Ooh.
I don't have a lot of other things to do.
Okay, as long as you're aware of it. Okay, then the both of you, go ahead and give me your persuasion checks. No disadvantage to either one of you. All right.
I mean, I hit the wrong button.
No problem. But immediately, Captain, you begin using the authority that you usually express as the captain of a spaceship to start to get the people back under control. All right. Aura, you begin helping out utilizing your regal bearing. And the fact that you're actually recognized by a lot of them as, of course, the Princess of the Kesh.
Well, I got a 12. She got an 8.
Okay. And so the people, they're still freaking out. But this has prevented them from scattering. In the meantime, Aura, Jack, Jonathan Archer, also please give me a perception roll too. In the meantime, Saga, this thing has the range. It could definitely shoot, and you don't know if it's going to kill, but this thing will definitely damage that crowd drake. You're on this platform holding the handles for this turret, looking down below, and there's this older Promethean, right? He has his hands out. He's gesturing to you. He is begging for you not to fire. Though you see that he's speaking in lingo, you could tell that it's forced. You're also able to see some type of implant gleaming on his head. But either way, he is begging you not to shoot, and it is your turn. What do you do?
I'm gonna be kind of looking at him strangely, then look over to Raylan. I can tell he's trying to communicate, and it's probably best for me not to fire, despite the situation that we're in.
All right.
So as it sits right now, I'm...
Well, this is true, but I will say this. Given what Rylan rolled for his persuasion, you are at advantage to shoot the crowd drake. Because apparently the words have reached it. It stopped circling, and right now it's hovering, listening to what Rylan Bravestride is saying. You don't know what he's saying, but this thing has stopped moving, and you would be at advantage to shoot it now. Do you do so?
Nope. In fact, I'll lower down the turret so it knows that I'm not aiming at it. I'll just give a nod to the old man, and for right now, I'll use up my last forging technique, and I'm going to cast it at rank 2. I'm going to cast Field Salve on me, Raylan, and Aura.
Oh.
Because we need the healings. So that will give me a 2d4 plus 2.
And what will give them?
Wow. Okay, so we're fully healed.
Oh!
Nice.
So you just go ahead, you let go of the handles of the turret, and it just slumps forward. barrels pointed at the ground. Without someone gripping those handles, immediately it powers down. The old man, you see tears begin to stream from his eyes from relief. And he just falls to his knees and he lowers his head, telling you in lingo, thank you so much. Thank you. While he is doing that, immediately, you go ahead, you bring your cybernetic armor in front of you. Portions of the plates move apart and unfold, allowing this blue balls of energy to float out and cover the area, landing specifically on those that you have targeted to heal with your field salve. These little nanomachines are, of course, grafting themselves, repairing wounds, and restoring HP.
And you said you needed a perception?
Yes,
How
I
does a
do.
15 do?
A 15 is just enough. You said you were next to the princess as you were trying to rally the people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Then you spotted it. Definitely. Everyone is still freaking out. Everyone is afraid, but they are listening. They're not running away. But with that perception check, you notice one guy, this one other human that you've seen before. You've seen his face before. He's wearing different clothes. You remember him from the party ship. He was one of the guys that was transporting the Belair right before the explosion crippled the ship. He's the only guy that his facial expression is so far emotionless, unless you wish to use your insight.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to use your
Okay.
passive of 12, or do you want to roll? Hmm.
I'll go ahead and try rolling. See how well she's going to treat me tonight.
Well, so far,
Not
Sagarisia.
very well.
Whoa,
Whoa,
yeah.
How
what?
about that?
What?
I take that back, Avery. Thank you.
What the? Wow. Okay. And so as the people are calming down, right, as your words have reached them, as they realize that you guys are the only chance they have of getting out of here, especially now that the cold is definitely coming in, the people are able to find out that, wait a minute, this Volna somehow is able to speak with this crowd Drake. The Promethean that was getting ready to blast it out of the skies has decided to put away the turret. All right. Relief is slowly coming to each and every individual person. But then you see this one guy, very regular features, simple brown hair, his face somewhat emotionless. But then you realize that his face glitches. You look deep into his eyes. You read his motions, and you can tell that he's in the process of pulling something out of his clothing. You look into his eyes again, and you know that look. That is murderous intent. Immediately, after you realize he is intending to murder someone, you track his eye line to whoever he is staring at, and he is staring directly at Princess Aura. He pulls out a silence blaster. The Imperium will rise! The blaster is leveled, and he is going to, of course, take his shot.
Not in this lifetime. I'm slamming myself into her, knocking her out of the way.
Okay. With that, I need a dexterity saving throw versus his attack. Which
Okay.
Because
It's a 5.
Avery don't like me no more. But it really don't matter no more. But yeah, He takes out the blaster. For the Imperium! The Imperium shall rise! Die!
I don't know that I did that right, but hey.
You go ahead and shoulder her. The blast goes off. You feel the intense heat by your ear and shoulder as the blaster bolt goes ahead and just whizzes by, making not a single sound. With that, he realizes he's kind of screwed and he starts cutting through the crowd, trying to escape. But yeah, we're back to the top of the initiative order. Rylan.
We offered you a sacrifice for your greatness, and I point at the man.
Okay, I guess I'll do nothing.
Oh, you are so right. I am sorry, Argus. Look, I apologize, okay? I apologize.
Lol.
All right. But I'm not going to avoid what Brave Stride did. Yeah, Brave Stride tries to sink the crowd Drake on this guy that is running away from the group. This guy takes off towards the north, but Argus, what do you do?
I was going to get into better position and then try to, like, spear him with the glaive.
Make your attack roll. All right.
Throw still use strength, right?
Well, I kind of skipped you a bit, and I apologize for that. If you want, you could, like, rush around and, like, head him off on a single move.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. And so as he's like cutting through the crowd, Silva, the other Ashen Forge that you met there, now that she has her sword, she actually moves people out the way, so you're able to cut through the crowd easier, go around him.
I only got 10.
Okay. And as soon as he breaks through the crowd, he sees this huge Ashen Forge donned in armor with this metal high-tech pole arm gleaming with red energy. You take that swoop and he actually manages to duck the slash.
That's cool, because I'm going to use my bonus action to go into my stance.
Meaning that once he tries to go past you, you get a free attack?
I'm going to try to stab him in the ass. Yes, sir.
Right? It's like you go for the swing, and he ducks it, and he is like, I'm home free. As soon as your blade whisks over his head, you take that step back with your left foot and use that momentum acquired from your first slash to come again, coming around. Roll to attack then.
Stupid caps lock.
Yes, turn the caps lock off.
Nope,
Almost.
fuck that one up too.
No problem. Here he is
Anticipation
running
is
in slow
palpable.
motion. All of a sudden, here comes this red arc of
14?
energy.
Oh, for
That's
fuck's sakes, I did a
1d25.
1d25. God damn it.
Yes, I'm sorry. That dice is not valid in this game.
Can I use a d30?
Can I use 2d10?
No.
A D69.
There we go.
Roll the damage.
That'll work.
Oh, man, that's an incredible hit. And so, like I said, he goes ahead, he ducks
Holy
your first
took me, like,
slash,
3
you
tries.
come around, all of a sudden now you're completely encircled by this red arc of energy. Just when he thought he was safe, just as he thought he was home free, the blade comes back around, contacts his torso.
It's 11 points damage.
Splash. What? This is piercing, slashing damage? What is this?
Slashing.
Slashing, thank you. All right. There's a spray of black. He goes spiraling off and falls onto his face. Slowly, he goes ahead. He gathers himself up, trying to get back onto his knees, holding his insides. You finish your maneuver, and you realize that Terrans don't bleed black.
Don't they?
No, you know Terrans don't bleed black.
Okay, that's weird.
All right, Rylan, you've already went ahead and tried to sick the crowd drake on it.
Figured if we feed him, he won't eat us.
The crowd drake might do something, but it's not its initiative. Do you do anything else on your turn before we get over to Jonathan Archer?
I'm gonna guess that looking these beasts in the eyes is a challenge, so I'm going to bow to it, like lower my head.
Sounds good. Archer, what are you doing?
Well, seeing the guy hit face first in the dirt, I will dash over to him, my pistol to the back of his skull before he can get up, you said he went face first.
Mm-hmm.
And in a very authoritative voice, freeze.
As he's laying in the snow.
Yep,
Oh,
I want him to freeze.
I like it. Go ahead, roll your intimidate with advantage.
That's cold, bro.
Sagaristio. While he's doing that, what are you doing?
Well, since now I've got a chance and I'm feeling a lot better about myself and not feeling like I was half dead, actually going to talk with this Promethean and ask him why prevent us from attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Keep fat fingers.
And I'll speak in lingo as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
So then that way he knows I understand him.
Definitely. All right. As you say that into him, you cannot measure the amount of relief on this man's face. Go ahead and give it another shot. Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe fat fingering was a good thing.
Excellent intimidate, Captain Archer. Who's next? Aura's going to be next, but let me do this quick scene with Saga. Yeah, this, he gets back up and he looks at you, almost astonished that you're able to speak lingo. But then he kind of turns his head to the side and stares at you very closely. And then he kind of lifts up his hand, exposing his wrist. And you can see the symbol there that he was also part of a secret sect of engineers and scientists for the Prometheans. You used to have a symbol like that, but that went with the arm.
My other arm.
Yes. And he tells you, please, whatever you do, just don't kill my granddaughter. But as that kind of sinks in, as the crowd drake is actually making its descent, you're now able to see almost like a tattoo of circuitry along certain parts of its body. At a distance, it's almost imperceptible. But as it's getting closer and closer, you are able to recognize the Promethean bioengineering. But you also recognize that pattern as something you've seen before. Something you've seen in that ancient Keshian facility on that planetoid not too long ago. Do you do anything else before we find out what Aura is doing?
As for right now, I can still use my bonus action to maneuver my assault drone around. So I'm gonna have it go moving right next to Captain John Archer to keep this guy face down.
Right.
And it will look like it's pointing a gun at him, too.
This man gets his inside slashed out. He falls into the freezing snow. All of a sudden, there's a blaster to the back of his head, and this little hover drone just...
Shouldn't have run.
Definitely.
It's food.
Aura. You almost got knocked down by Jonathan Archer saving your life by pushing you to the side. Immediately, of course, Ori, your bondservant and friend, she is making the hugest fuss. She's like, Your Grace, I can't believe that person tried to assassinate you. You are the princess of the Kesh. Why would Terra do such a thing?
Well, maybe they have their reasons. Let's ask him.
Your Grace, perhaps once he is restrained, you have been in enough danger, and even now this large monstrosity is closing in. We should leave here immediately, Your Grace.
Nah, I'm gonna talk to the guy.
Of course you are.
Now we're gonna have words.
Right.
We're gonna make that wound a lot worse.
And so with that, immediately remembering her place, Ori, she turns, she gets her composure, she begins moving people out of the way. Pardon us, royalty is coming through, pardon. As she makes a beeline for you to reach this assassin who's face down in the snow. Captain Archer with the blaster to his back, to the back of his head. The hover drone also has the guns on him. And Ari as your herald as well. Assassin, continue to remain upon your face as you grovel before the royalty and the majesty of her grace, Aura, Princess of the Kesh. According to Kresh law, you are hereby sentenced to death at the princess's discretion. You, of course, may plead however you wish, but given the amount of witnesses, your plead will fall upon deaf ears. You have sealed your fate, and your fate is nigh. Presenting her grace, Aura of the Kesh. And she moves over to the side.
Well, that was dramatic.
Sorry about the shouldering, princess.
It's all good. So,
We can charge the captain with assault, your grace.
we're not going to. So, Assassin,
I just
what were you
chuckle
trying
at
to
that
accomplish?
myself.
I'm sorry, say that again, Dark Lovely.
So, Aura's just gonna ask the assassin, what were you hoping to accomplish?
And with that, he kind of turns his face to the side. Once again, his human face kind of flickers a little bit. Thing is how it's not clipping well with the snow that he's kind of buried in. You can tell that it's some sort of hologram. But now he's able to kind of look to the side, and he sees the blaster. He sees the drone. He sees another Ashen Forge, Silva, finally arrive with her sword in hand. He sees the intent in Captain Jonathan Archer's eye. Princess, you're going to die. Not by my hand, but definitely by others. Your days, everyone's days, are marked.
Well, you sound kind of dumb considering everybody dies.
But rejoice, princess. For your death, there's a glorious purpose. The Imperium will rise. My death means nothing. More will come to finish what I've started. And with that, you see that he is going to immediately reach for his belt.
Squeeze.
Did you want to do anything before
Squeeze.
he does anything?
Nah.
Okay. Then you receive, of course, the beautiful tackle from Ori. As soon as he reaches for his belt, Ori tackles you away from the area. She just, with her little body, just flies up. Right? Practically cross-bodies you into the snow. Also, next up is actually Argus.
Can I stab the hand that's reaching for the belt into the dirt or into the snow?
Yes, you can. Now, normally, there's not really call shot rules in 5th edition, and I would say, well, it's a small target and impose all types of penalties, but it's already prone at your feet. You get advantage against it anyway.
So roll to attack?
Yeah, and do it with advantage. It's all right.
Okay.
You are skilled with that pole arm, or it is a part of you.
The man is also surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
He's toast.
You're like, for the Imperium! And he reaches for his belt. Immediately, time slows as Jonathan
Thanks,
is
Avery.
beginning to pull the trigger. You go for the stab. Your blade falls short just by inches.
Of course.
His hand
Isn't
grabs.
he
Mhm.
flanked though? Technically,
You don't get more than one advantage, unless it gives me an additional +2.
Oh crap! Actually, that would work because we also
That's why
we have homebrew flanking rules.
Yeah, so then it's 15.
Oh, then roll the damage. Also, are you still pulling that trigger, Jonathan Archer?
Yep.
Okay.
Point blank like that, there's no chance I'm going to miss.
I
But-
mean, he's also flanked. So
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need you.
I still need you to roll with advantage and a +2 because
Oh,
there's this one chance that Avray may get a little testy and she'd be like, you know what, double ones, and that is something I could do something with. But if it's anything other than that,
can I also have my little robot hold the trigger too?
yes, roll
That
for the
is
little
well.
robot, advantage with a +2. You got. Oh, I
Okay.
feel sorry for this thing now. All right. All right. What's the damage for your hand strike,
10.
Ooh, yeah, the hand comes off. All right. He goes to reach for the bell, and immediately the hand just kind of comes over to the side. Black substance begins
I did that
spewing
wrong.
out of the wrist.
I did that wrong.
How? Oh, yeah. Well, wait. How?
I added the 2 to the 4 to hit instead of, yeah.
Okay.
No, that's what you were supposed
No,
to do, wasn't
would
it?
that work? Okay.
Mm. Yeah. You're fine. Okay.
Max damage on Pew Pew's hurt.
Ooh, yes, definitely. And so immediately, as he went to reach for his belt, the hand came off, black stuff spewed out, and immediately you guys started blasting. All right, all that can be heard aside from the howling breeze is just pew 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 pew. The torso is effectively gone. You guys have managed to blast all the way down to the fact that the snow in that area has melted and you're able to see now charred earth. This assassin's gone. And all that's left is his silenced blaster pistol.
And everything below the waist.
Well,
You
below
did
the,
describe his torso was gone.
below the butt, so he has a bit of thighs and stuff left, but yeah.
Pockets.
The blaster pistol I'm picking up.
Also, now that that's gone, it's all finally flickered and powered out. He was wearing a hollow mask, and you guys realize this wasn't a Terran human. This was a Lorendi.
So he doesn't have pockets.
He did have pockets. Those were blasted. So far, the only thing remaining on him is his hollow mask and his silence blaster, and some boots, parts of pants.
Boots with the fur.
Hollow mask might be handy later on, though.
I hope the Drake like legs.
Apple bottom jeans.
Just bottom, no apple.
So do I get to grab the blaster?
Definitely. Go ahead. Feel free to put it in your inventory.
Working
And-
on that currently.
Is the hollow mask salvageable?
Yeah, it just, needs a battery, and that could be done, whenever you guys reach a decent part of civilization.
All right, I'll take it.
All
Never
right.
know when I might need to disguise myself.
Aren't you like 7 feet tall?
I am, but also the gray skin is a dead giveaway, so, if I hide that, might be enough.
Okay. Then go ahead and list it with your equipment that you go ahead and you take the hollow mask.
And
Okay.
at some point, if you could get me the stats on that blaster.
Definitely. I will get them to you.
Okay.
But with that situation over, finally the cryo drake lands.
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought you were imitating the cryo drake. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Nope. That was a muffled burp.
Okay. Well, oh well. Either way, as it lands, once again, the people are freaking out. They just know their lives are over. the older Promethean, he has his hands up. He's like trying to calm them down, but he can speak in nothing but lingo, apparently. And so they are not listening to anything that he is saying. But the Crowd Drake lowers its face. It actually smells you, Brave Stride. And it just kind of rubs itself against you a bit. And the people are freaking out and they are running west.
I'll rub the snout.
And it accepts it and it's just before finally going, and it lowers its head for the older Promethean, and he is just hugging the portion of its face that he can, and just you can't make out what he's saying, but it seems like he's apologizing profusely.
She's a beaut.
With that, you guys are out of combat, and feel free to tell me what you guys are going to do. But Brave Stride, you tell him that she's a beaut, and with that, peripheral advancement. Circuitry accelerator. Diode regulation, regulator, application, and then he realizes you probably don't understand what he's saying, so he just nods.
I know Drake's. I don't know what the hell you just talked about.
I'm right there. I could probably translate for him.
Yeah, effectively, he said, "Thank you. This is my beloved granddaughter. She was going to be an aberrant. She was an aberrant." Sakari said, "You know that when a Promethean reaches adulthood, that they go through a process called crystallization, but typically it's shortened to just chrysalis, where they enter a machine, and how they emerge is up to their choosing. And this is where we typically get the beautiful crescent Prometheans and also the gorgeous fire-blooded Prometheans, where the roots of their hair are silver. Of course, they are aesthetically and physically and genetically perfect. And all of them typically go on to very productive and adventurous lives. But sometimes there is a flaw in the genetic structure. Sometimes there's a deep-seated genetic illness that causes a horrible, ugly abomination to come out of the machine. When they emerge from chrysalis, sometimes with 2-3 heads, bodies adorned with eyeballs, those do not come out perfect on the other side of chrysalis are called aberrants. This is something that the Prometheans keep to themselves. But then aberrants are they're placed away from society. Typically never to be seen again. But even if she was an aberrant, coming out such as this has never been done and is effectively impossible. So you do have questions.
Oh, I definitely have questions. But to translate for Raylan, it's like, he's saying thank you. It's means a lot to him that we didn't fire upon her. I'm going to purposely withhold the information that I know.
Yes.
As he doesn't need to know that.
That's a Promethean thing, all right.
That's a Promethean thing. Everyone's entitled to their secrets.
Exactly.
Creature as beautiful as this and fierce. Why would we fire upon her?
With that, she actually extends her wings out to block some of the chilling winds and form, so far, a little temporary shelter. But while that is happening, I need to know what everyone else is doing, starting off with Princess Aura. As Ori is almost violently checking to make sure that you're okay. What do you do?
I'm gonna just let her look me over,
Mhm.
and then once she's convinced that I'm okay, I'm going to just kind of sit down and take a short little rest.
Right? She's patting you over. You haven't received any wounds, did you? Your Grace. Listen, I can't have anything happen to you again. All right, especially I just can't have anything happen to you. Okay, you appear to be fine. I wasn't too rough when I was attempting to save your life, was I, Your Grace?
Nope, you're all good. I'm just gonna sit here and chill for a minute.
Right. And so she goes, but Your Grace, this is a horrible place to chill. And she's telling you this while be over her head. You're able to, of course, see the people fleeing off into the distance.
There's not many alternatives right now, anyway.
Perhaps we should take refuge and simply stay at the Keshian Temple. Everyone else, they seem more than equipped to deal with whatever is going on here in this segment. I do not see a need for us to get involved.
No one else can hear the voices.
And it is interesting that you say that, because as soon as you once again bring back to your remembrance the fact that you're able to hear the song of the ancient, even modern Keshian technology, a flash hits you intensely. As a matter of fact, it hits everyone that has achieved Esper Genesis and has this cosmic connection to the crucibles. The connection actually determines the DC. I need everyone except for Captain Jonathan Archer to actually give me a wisdom save.
Ooh.
Aura, your wisdom save DC is 12. Sagaricio, Rylan, your DC is 10. Argus, your DC is 8.
Oh, good. I have a chance.
You just recently achieved Esper Genesis, and thus your connection isn't as deep as the others.
Yay, it didn't fail.
Ooh, nice, nice, nice.
I think all of us passed with flying colors.
I believe so. And so with that, all of you, aside from, of course, Captain Jonathan Archer. Sorry, my dude. All right. Receive like this.
This is how you get singled out.
It is. All right.
Yep.
You receive these glimpses of planetary destruction, of an entire system of planets sucked into a black hole, falling to pieces, crumbling within. The screams of billions upon billions of sentients crying out and then finally going silent. You see this gaping dark hole that's pulling you in before finally there's another flash. And you see these gems. Red, green,
The Chaos Emeralds.
blue.
Divinity Stones.
They flash before finally you see them scatter across the cosmos, finding themselves in the hearts of other crucibles. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then finally you sense, you feel the 5th, but you cannot see it in this vision. It goes into the darkness. And then finally all of you feel as if you felt the shock wave of someone hitting a massive tuning fork right near you, strike your physical being. It causes no damage, but you feel its pang vibrate your entire form, and you realize one of those gems is to the north. And for some reason, it feels as if it has summoned all of you. Captain John Archer, what's up?
Can I at least do a perception to see if I can realize that there is something going on in common with everybody but me?
This will be insight, and yes, you can.
Okay.
You've hung out with them for a little over a day or plus. All right. Yeah, if you want, you get +2 on that, man. Right?
Okay.
It also helps with the fact that they're kind of like standing in place with their eyes glowing.
Right. Nothing weird about that.
Right? Right? Olympics is like, so like the survivors are just scattering off. It's the dragon! Ah! And you're like, huh. They're all standing around here with their eyes glowing, tripping balls. Something might be wrong here.
Mhm.
Of course, immediately you do see Aura like freaking out, and she's like, "Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace, step out of it! Step out of it! Come back to me! Come back to me!"
Step over to her and set my hand on her shoulder. She'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down.
Yes, you could definitely tell that they are somehow having some type of shared vision where what they are looking at, you don't know. But as Aura is currently radiating this purple energy, as Argus is radiating this red energy, as Sagaristio is kind of glowing with this bluish greenish energy, and Rylan is also doing it with this very nature-based green energy. You still happen to see a flash of light happen at the power station to the far north of this segment. And you also are able to hear the other Ashen Forge Silva screaming off in the distance, telling the people to stop running.
She's got that.
But all of you snap out of that vision that you guys all seen. And tell me, now that you guys are currently surrounded by the wings of this large crowd drake that is currently nuzzling the old Promethean, what do you all do?
Am I still hallucinating?
No. Oh, sorry. You're speaking to them. Go ahead.
Well,
Just everyone.
I don't think it's good that we
Guys!
sit.
I don't know.
I can't hear anything. I'm freaking out.
I don't think it's a good idea that we sit here. Well, you guys were doing your flashy eye thingy there. There was a flash of light up there up to the north.
Well, we need to rest.
Something going on up there. Yeah, I think this lady needs to seriously get some rest. She looks pretty pale. For her coloring, anyway.
Is it safe to rest here? I mean, like, GM, are we going to freeze to death if we take, like, 20 minutes?
No, you guys have cloaks. Remember?
Ah! Right,
Cloaks.
right.
I have a mesh coat. I have a heated blanket. I think we'll be good.
Can you guys make camp here? Definitely.
Popping up the tent. First time I've got to use it.
Oh, you have a tent?
Of course I have a tent.
Oh, okay. I thought you were joking, honestly.
No, I can list you my entire inventory.
No, it's all right. I trust you. All right, you kind of reach into your pack, and you kind of have this kind of circular disc unit, and you just kind of toss it between all you guys, and immediately it just digitally constructs pretty much a structure for you guys to kind of dwell within.
It's a 3 to 5 man tent. We can all fit.
Awesome. All right. And so I take it that, well, that is all of you guys aside from the older Promethean. who-
You know what? Me and him can deal with that. I have background feature. You've been to many different worlds. It's the Explorer. You have a general sense of direction. You can crawl out wilderness. You can always manage to scrounge up food and make makeshift shelter for you and a few of your companions. I'll make a snow hut.
Yeah.
And while he's doing that, I'll help the princess to her feet and inside the tent.
All right. And with
before-
that, Ori smacks her hand away because that's her job.
Be gone, peasant.
She can try to smack my hand away.
Before they all go into the tent, I'm going to hand the princess a small circular disc. It's like, this is an inflatable bed. Probably be a lot comfier than, on the ground.
Just so
Good
you know,
thinking, Soggy.
I do have one of those as well, so you don't have to use yours. I am prepared to stay out in the wilderness.
I don't mind. I have a heated blanket, so I'm good.
Hmm. All right.
I don't. Are they one-time use or do they recollapse?
They recollapse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm also going to pick up my rope that I tried to tie the robot with.
Mhm.
That way I have it.
Definitely. You guys gather back whatever equipment that you may have used. All right. And you guys make camp there. But with that, the older Keshian, the older Promethean. Ugh, I've been trying so hard not to say Keshian. The older Promethean, he turns to you, Saga, and he tells you, of course, in lingo. It was, we must go, referring to himself and the crowd Drake. We must return to the lab. The Lorindi, that's why they were here. They were here for our research. We were trying to do so many things. We were trying to cure the seed virus. And you know what that would do for Promethean Terran relations.
It would definitely be good, but let's be honest, I don't think there's anything that's going to repair that sort of bad blood overnight.
But it would help. And also, as a fellow researcher of the sect, I need you. They have yet to receive, I believe they haven't stolen her egg.
It wouldn't be good to have someone like her in the wrong hands.
No, greater than her. Larger than her. You are privy to the secrets of what we are trying to accomplish. Instead of Prometheans coming out deformed, grotesque as aberrants, they would find new life as vessels, ships.
I've already come across something like this already. I've worked on something like this before. Which is why I have questions for you, and it might be good if you and her stayed camp with us. I can at least set up the turret to be automated and fire on anything that isn't her.
You have my thanks. But also, that is how the Lorindi took over the lab. They had somehow reprogrammed its automated defenses.
Believe me, I know. And I'll just kind of wiggle my fingers on my automated arm, and the hand will twist around all the way. Like I've had personal experience in dealing with that.
He nods. Before finally he brings up a hologram of the city. He marks a specific warehouse, and he sends the data over to you so you know exactly where it is.
Perfect. Well, we'll take this. We are trying to get as many survivors out of this segment because the segment is unstable.
If the Lorindi utilize what they found there, they may have all they need to invade the rest of the Silrain Arc. You know they have been trying to for so long. If they master the technique of turning their own into bioships, they will have a massive fleet. Sentient battle vessels, more maneuverable than anything piloted by any race. Possessing the power of drakes.
That's that wouldn't be good, no. And having such large vessels at the helm, yeah, that's not very good either. But even in our research when we did this, they still need to have weaponry placed upon them. They can't do it all by themselves.
And I thank you in advance. And I look forward to when we make our leave to the warehouse. Thank you.
Right now, for right now, rest, regain your strength, be with her. And when we've recuperated our strength, we'll take on this threat together. And I'll wrap the heated blanket around him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll double up because I might have the cloak, but I'll double up with my mesh coat. And
Right.
I see Raylan's already pretty much finished up the snow hut, so I'll.
Yeah, you turn around
I'll
and there's like
gesture.
a snow mansion, knowing him.
Yep. Snow mansion, probably got a few floors, a pool table, you know.
Yeah, you
Rick
know,
was totally helping me pile the snow.
drawbridge, a moat, you know.
An icy moat, so when they try to cross it, they slip and fall.
Right.
Fully functioning bar.
Exactly.
In the basement.
We make our defense here.
That's
All
hilarious.
set them, snow cannons.
Right. Well, we're getting ready
He
to
would take Hope out in the middle of summer.
But before I start taking my rest, I will get the rest of the turret automated.
hmm
I'll have it set to 2 specific targets, like friendly targets.
hmm
And so I'll start designating them
Most definitely. And
based on specific signatures. So
safe
and
to
then-
assume you're going to take your time with this, so there's no need for you to roll about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, I'm not going to be completely petty and be like, oh, here comes one of the survivors back, and the turret targets them. I get what you're getting at. All right.
immediately turn, target identified.
Yep. So while you're doing that, of course, the
I'll have
older...
my micro drones helping as well, just to make it a little bit better.
hmm
A little bit more cinematic, like, yes, he's working on it. Perfect.
And the entire time you're working on this turret, by the way, the old man is just telling you that you're doing it wrong. But he finally introduces himself as Arcaticus.
Arcaticus, Sagaristio, the Sartori clan.
He goes ahead, he puts his hands to his chest. Praxis.
I put my hand to my chest, and it'll be the non-automated, like
Yeah,
the non-mechanical one.
definitely. All right. Actually, we're getting ready to hit a break, have a break. But is there anything that anyone else would like to do in this scene as you guys are getting ready to settle down for camp and have your guys' first long rest? What, session 7, first long rest? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Asagi, what's the Drake's name?
Right. Is a
The Drake's name? Yeah, I'll get it for you. And I'll talk to the old man about it to get the Drake's name. His granddaughter. That I know.
right.
I have that information, thankfully, but better just call it the Drake.
Is that what you're telling them? That it's better to just call it the Drake?
No,
Okay.
no, that's out of character because it's like I don't want to tell them that's a Promethean because then that's gonna raise more questions.
It definitely is. All right.
It's a good thing the one that asks questions in my little duo isn't here.
Be asking too many questions.
Well, I'd have to tell her to shut up at some point in time, but
Right. But yeah, you ask Arcaticus what's her name, and he tells you that his granddaughter's name is Kynthia.
Kenzia.
No, Kynthia.
Kenthea. Okay.
Yes.
Now I'll turn to Raylan. Her name's Kenthea.
It's a pretty human name.
It's not.
Ah,
But yeah, even at the mention of her name, the crowd Drake goes ahead and turns and begins nuzzling you guys.
I will call you Kenthy because you have a long name.
Argus, what are you doing?
slurping some of the soup that's left over in my thermos and offering anybody else some, since I'm currently sitting in the tent with everybody, towering over them.
Right. There is a knock at your tent door, but you immediately recognize the silhouette as Silva.
Oh, you made it back. I thought you were tracking down wanderers.
Well, they are faster than I gave them credit for, but the direction they're going, it seems like they're going to bypass the seed. I just hope they're going to be all right.
Well, if they have gotten too far, there's very little we can do now.
And also with that electric fence down, it is freezing. So, is there still room?
I think we could squeeze you in. Because it's me, Ori, Captain, and Aurora, right? The other two are currently out doing other things. Yeah, we can squeeze you in.
She goes, thank you. And with that, you see, she goes, what's that? It smells great. What is that?
Soup.
Is there enough to go around?
I'll pass you the thermos. There's not much, but I'll share.
And with that, Silva, she sits next to you. And she enjoys a little bit of your soup. Aura. In the warmth of the tent. Ori, of course, still stacking covers and whatnot around you to make sure that you are more warm than you need to be. Constantly trying to get you to drink water and hydrate and have a ration. She's also willing to steal for you in case you want some of that soup.
It'd be a poor maneuver.
I'm willing to break the law.
Do you do anything else, Aura?
So based on the vision, I know it's to the north. Am I able to get like an approximate distance? Like, is it like a half day's travel? Is it like an hour travel away?
Oh, on foot, about a half day. They had to make sure to distance the power station away from residential areas in case something very bad happened there. So, yeah. Captain Archer, anything before we cut the break?
I'll sit there and make it look like I'm looking this blaster over. But primary focus is on the princess. She's already demonstrated to me that she knows where these pieces are through some sort of mental link. So, yeah. She has become my new best friend.
Right. Sounds good. Also, you didn't understand anything that Sagaristio was saying to the other older Promethean, but you did manage to glimpse him shooting the map data over, and the warehouse that was specifically marked on that map was also a warehouse that you were supposed to be going to as well.
Okay, I'll keep mental note of that.
Most definitely. But as you're doing that and resting and recovering, it is time for break, everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and take about 5 or so minutes, and I will meet everyone back here for some more Esper Genesis.
Key.
All right, all right. We are back. We are back. And after a very interesting encounter with the crowd Drake that I really didn't expect once I master my words again, our heroes are currently resting in the freezing plains of Segment 4, getting back their strength, reloading weapons, and plotting their next move. At first, death seemed certain as this massive, majestic creature, the crowd Drake, seemed to spell out certain doom for them. But they have learned that this is no ordinary beast. They have learned that it possesses an intelligence, sentience. That this crowd Drake...
the kitty cat guy just thinks she's sexy.
Okay, and that too. And that her name is Cynthia. But with that, they have made camp, including a snow shelter, and they have rested and regained their strength. But now it seems as if they have two locations that require their attention. There's the explosions and the vision that some of them had, leading them, guiding them, pulling them to the power station. They had already been informed that power needs to be restored back to Segment 4 in order for this threat with the seed spawn to finally be put to an end. And also to end this unnatural winter, so that the rest of the survivors and people in this segment will be saved. But now some of them are aware of another task in a warehouse not too far away from where they're currently located, where illegal research and experimentation have been done. But with that, I place the narrative in the hands of the players.
Ook. So, one thing I want to point out, there is nothing natural about the environments that we've seen on this goddamn station. Calling it an unnatural snowstorm. Nothing's fucking natural here. This is all synthesized.
Mm-hmm.
That is all.
Oh, okay.
Naturally synthesized.
As you guys are having that situation, what about you, Captain Archer? Where's your mind at? You've rested. Everyone is back up to full
prioritization.
HP.
My mind is on prioritization.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't stabilize this sector, it may well not last long enough for us to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Save people or other tasks included in that. So my mind is on getting everybody coerced into going north and figuring out this power plant problem.
Right.
Too many P's in that.
No problem. Sacristio.
Yo.
Still bickering with Argus over how natural the artificial naturalness of this segment is?
I did say that was ook.
He did say
Oh,
it was
ook. Sorry, I almost forgot what ook stood for.
For the viewers at home, ook stands for out of character.
Thank you, because I needed the reminder too. But I'm sorry, what... Okay, since you're not discussing the environments with Argus, what are you doing currently?
I'm getting things recalibrated again and making sure, doing the final testing on the turret.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is of Lorendi make or whomever,
Mm-hmm.
might want to take it after this adventure.
This is definitely of Lorendi construction.
Might make some good money off of it as scrap.
Okay. Brave Stride. All right. You have emerged from your meditation, your rest, your sleep. What are you doing?
Waking up my guest to let him know that we're getting ready to move.
Okay.
I also never realized that Volna snore when they meditate.
I didn't
Who's
realize
inspiring?
I didn't even know what I was doing. I was out.
Definitely.
That's not meditation. That's sleep.
I sat and then I closed my eyes and I was invalid.
Yeah, you were fucking passed the fuck out, bro.
Wait, why were you in my shelter?
I wasn't. I was over here slurping on some soup. But
we
you're
could hear
loud.
you.
Yeah, you're loud.
Blame it on the Drake.
No.
Uh-huh.
Dev-
A whole logging crew all to himself.
Know how much weight I've been carrying? A lot.
Right.
Moseying you guys through all these pathways, a man gets exhausted.
Excuses.
All right, Argus.
Yeah.
As you are getting up, what are you doing?
Well, gonna start packing things back up so we can get back on the move.
Mhm.
It does seem like the power station's kind of where we're heading to, so
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
I
last,
will definitely be asking Silva if she plans on coming with us, or if she's gonna see if she can find any more survivors.
and with that, she goes, "Yeah, I can't leave them out there. I got to make sure they made it to someplace safe. I should have did it before."
Well, make sure you find yourself someplace safe.
Well, we're Ashenforge. We live again to serve.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean we do it safe.
Yeah, not at all. With that, she goes ahead and extends her hand to shake yours.
Yeah, I'll do the customary arm grasp shape
Yep.
until we meet again.
Till we meet again. Never crack.
Never shake, I guess.
You don't hang out
Shake,
enough with your
rattle,
people.
and roll.
No, I tend to be around dentists more than anything.
Mm. Anyway, she
You
tells
poor
you in Dendusi, the language of the Dindus, though they have created us, they are not who you are. But with that, she smiles, puts her sword onto her shoulder, and heads off into the howling winds.
Well, anyways.
Mm-hmm. All right. Princess Aura. You awakened before Ori has, and Ori was sitting up and trying to be vigilant and keep watch while you slept, but she is kind of unconscious and her head's kind of slumped into her chest a little bit. What do you do, Princess Aura?
She's letting the dogs out real quick.
Oh, no problem. But either way, Argus, you already said that you're collapsing everything, packing up camp as you guys are getting ready to move out.
Yep.
Definitely.
Sorry, princess. Huh!
Right. Tip it over. People fall out. You hit the button. The whole shelter kind of collapses back into its little disc.
Yeah, just have to flip it over and it just folds back up.
Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, it only takes almost an hour, but you guys pack up camp. Brave Stride, do you collapse your your snow shelter?
Nah, because there could be other survivors out there that need a shelter.
Good thinking. As the artificial shelter is coming down, not the snow one. That's when you guys realize that the crowd Drake, it's still surrounding you guys, at least partially, and Cynthia is asleep. But with that,
Ooh, I want to wake her up.
Why do I feel this is going to go badly?
how are you going to wake her up, Brave Stride?
Well,
Put your head in her
I'm
mouth.
fascinated with... No, hell. I was going to just, under the chin scratches, man.
Right. And so you head over to her chin and you just hear this massive breathing as a portion of her torso kind of heaves up and down with every breath. And with that, you begin scratching. And with that, she kind of shakes a little bit, resettles, and sleeps again.
Anthony, wake up. Wake up.
Finally, the eye opens. It blinks a few times before it focuses on you. Finally, the head comes up and shakes off some of the snow that's accumulated onto it. It lowers its head down for you for more scratches.
Oh, totally.
And then with that, you see she's looking around immediately for Arcadicus.
He's by the shelter. I woke him up.
With that, he gets out and, you hear him, stretching just, oh, my hip. Come on.
Is it the cold that affects it?
Implanted a prosthetic. A stimulation module defect.
I'll just say yes.
And with that,
Hand him my thermal of gumbo.
With that, he goes ahead and cracks it open and smells it. Is it Terran gumbo or Volna gumbo?
I guess, have I been to Terran planets lately?
Not at all.
And I guess
Okay. Long story short, Volna gumbo is effectively multi-meat stew. All right? With just like a sprig of what Earthers, for some reason, call catnip. You don't understand why they call it that. But either way, he goes ahead and he takes the top off and he smells it. Thank you, but no thank you.
All right. I kind of look down a little bit. No one eats my food. Not even Argus eats my food. Get your steak.
Repeat the error function. Error note.
Hold on, let me get my translator. Sage!
I'm like right next to him, not the turret, just finishing up.
He's saying things I don't understand.
I'll just kind of look over at him, like, okay, repeat.
All right. He pretty much tells him that he appreciates the offer of whatever that was, but that doesn't agree with his stomach.
He says, thank you for the food. It's not agreeing with him, but he still thanks you.
What, do you like a ration?
And he nods.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
But as food is being administered, y'all reduce your rations. I'm assuming you guys are going to get your rub on and whatnot.
I'll eat a ration, so I have my gumbo for later.
There you go. And have you all made a decision either to head north to the power station or south and back into the city to the warehouse?
I think, in my opinion, and I will say this to the fellow players, is that we need power anyway.
Oh, that's been stated from the get-go. Is like we need to do the power station first.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I do believe we're all on board with that. It's just the formalities. Are we talking to each other about this? And who wants to start it?
I'm just the guide/escort, so.
Yeah. As captain, I'll initiate, and we got some choices here, peoples. We can go that way, back into the city to a warehouse, or we can go north and get power. Personally, I think the power's the better option, but Hey, this isn't a one-man show.
Getting power into this section is important. From what Arcadius had said, the Lorendi are in a lab near the warehouse or in the warehouse. They're searching for something. Something that could spell disaster. And as much as I want to get the power station back online, if we do that, who knows what that's going to do at that warehouse.
With that,
Does the warehouse
Arcadicus,
have
he's like,
power?
cancel operation, cancel operation, cancel operation.
I'm going to kind of look at him and I want to hear what he has to say.
He's trying to tell you, no, the Lorendi are no longer in the lab. They've taken things. But they have left. Only a few Lorendi remain. He goes ahead. He's getting ready to whisper to you until he realizes once again, no one else can understand him except for you. And he tells you straight up. He goes, "We were also doing research on a core stone. No one knew that we were doing that. Not even the Lorendi. They came for the bioship process, which they have took. They have left. But there was one more. Tall. Strong. He somehow knew that we had a core stone. He stayed behind, he and a few of his underlings. He found the core stone. And he took it to the power station. Listen, he has a Promethean weapon. It is bio-locked, but you say that you are of the Sorturi.
I nod.
With that, the old man, he realizes that perhaps he shouldn't show you this, but seeing as how you guys seem to be going there, he kind of turns so that he can activate his hologram without anyone but you seeing. And he shows you this massive Lorendi. We're talking about at least equal height with Argus. And you see that he has a forged enhanced Promethean axe. But not just any Promethean axe. He has your uncle's forged enhanced Promethean axe, known as the Strife Cutter.
Sounds like we gotta fool this man like an omelet.
And there's only one way anyone would get the Strife Cutter away from your uncle.
It's one of the few times that emotion will actually slip through on Sagaristio. And it's visible. Like his arms are clenching and muscles are flexing. It's like, power station it is then. What's the name of this Lorendi?
The old man shakes his head and he tells you, I don't know. Listen.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going to put it on a headstone anyways.
I knew your uncle.
Oh, that was cold.
Artemisia was a good Lorendi. He believed in family.
Don't you mean Promethean?
Mm-hmm. With that, he shakes his head, yes. He looks towards the crowd, Drake. Aberrant or not. Family is the only thing in this universe worth living for.
Nice for just a second, guys. Be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Worth fighting for. And he goes over and he begins to just place his hand onto the crowd drake. He looks at the people that you've teamed with. Of course, he tells you, and you alone, keep your family close. And they will do the same for you. With that, the crowd drake kind of roars. And even though your beast speak has kind of expired, Brave Stride, we're not going to worry about that at the moment. But your device that you had on your mouth that was able to translate it, it's kind of like pulled away from your face, and you're wearing it almost like a scarf, and you're able to hear through it that Cynthia, she says that she could take you guys there.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, okay.
A little too excited there, bro.
Well, it'll certainly
gotta
be
ride.
walking. Yeah, it'll get us there faster.
Well, you also have to remember
I'm already,
he's the only one that understood what the crowd drake said.
I'm like already climbing up on her back. I'm putting a rope.
I think with how excited he was and what he's doing, it's like, huh?
I'll be able to put two and two together.
Yeah, I'm harnessed down already. Let's do this.
I'm not sure how I feel about riding a beast this big.
All right, so here's the real issue.
Bigger than you.
All right, you guys have to be proficient in like beast or mount, I think it is, in order not to worry about rolling anything.
Oh, like beast vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
weird.
well, yeah, and guess what? Pretty much none of us are going to be proficient in.
Oh, I am. Fuck for you guys.
He is.
Okay, he doesn't have to make any rolls.
The rest of us.
He is rode beast before.
I would hope. I'm from Val.
Yeah, there's a lot of beasts there to ride.
I want to make furry comments, but I'll.
Nope. Keep it to yourself. No, save that for after session. All right. Write it down. It's all right. But yeah, so you'll be fine. And with that, of course, Cynthia, she goes ahead and she roars, and you're able to hear through your device, Brave Stride, that she promises to be gentle. And with that,
I look at her and I'm like, no, let's have fun.
and so with that, she goes ahead, she puts the wing down in such a way that you guys are able to walk onto it to get onto her neck effectively. The older Promethean, Arcadicus, he does not go. Sacaricio, he tells you that he has to at least try again at the lab. But he will not do anything too foolish.
No, you saved the foolhardy for the young, old man.
And with that, he pets her wing. Aura, your bondservant, your friend, Ori, your grace. No. This is too dangerous. No, there's no seat belts.
There's no insurance.
I have rope.
Your grace. No, your grace. This is not the type of style that someone of your status is to be transported in. Your grace, I cannot condone this. This is extremely too dangerous, especially after an attempt on your life, your grace.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I look at her helper dead in the eyes and say, YOLO.
Volna, do you know what that means?
You only
Inkesh?
live once.
I
That
believe
does
I've technically
not
lived
mean
twice.
that in Kesh.
At this point, I'm actually just going to pick up Ori, sling her
Okay.
over my waist.
I am not your property.
Over my shoulder.
Right? And she just
Like, come on.
No, how dare you, man? Handle me. I am the royal property of. Right.
Pass back the rope. All right, use it. If you have rope, use it.
Right.
Now, Ori, if you think the princess is too good to ride a majestic beast, you underestimate your own princess.
There's nothing like flying.
Plus, it probably establishes her dominance even more doing so.
I'm much more comfortable flying in something with a cockpit.
There's this time, it was like a large bat-like creature. Still don't know what to call it, but it was in a cave, and I jumped on it, and I was going to kill it, but then it was flying around, and it was great.
Nice.
I'm going to find some place to secure myself with copious amounts of the monowire rope that I have.
Okay.
That's my personality trait. I have a story for every situation.
Yes!
From any travels.
Oh, that. Well, okay, fine. Do that. Go ahead and take an inspiration then.
I'm already at 2.
Oh, never mind. Then screw it. Give it to someone else.
Crap. You know what? The princess yellowed it. I'm giving it to her.
All right. So then that means we have Princess Aura with 2. Also, Sagaristio, you have 1 for that emotional moment you had with Arcadicus. Okay. Okay.
And before I get all strapped down and all that, I'm actually going to do something probably a little bit more ill-advised, but I don't feel like sitting down. So I'm going to harness up some of my wire to myself while I'm still holding Ori. I'm going to attach a bit of the wire to Raylan, so he'll be my anchor. And I'm going to use Amplify ability on myself. It's a prime talent.
Stop reading
It'll
my notes.
last 1 minute.
Stop reading my notes. Okay.
That's all I need.
Okay.
So I'm just going to roll this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm getting a 4 on my next ability check.
Oh, what? You're not going to need it. Listen, everything is going to be just fine, fellas.
Yes.
Or
When
maybe-
when you make me roll dexterity, I have nothing in it, so I'm gonna mitigate that a bit.
Well, the good news is this, right? You guys, you are sitting on the ridges of her scales, on the back of her neck. You have Brave Stride in the front. All right, he has strapped himself on, and this is nothing new to him. Oh, who's picking up the rear?
Me. Why not?
Okay. And we have the big old heavy Argus picking up the rear. That's perfect. All right, you guys have strapped yourselves down with ropes. After you sat down Ori, who I assume is either going to be in front of or behind her princess. She is strangely quiet.
Making sure I have my binoculars strapped on real quick so I can use those while we're flying, and my gun resting on its sling on my chest.
Definitely. You attach a rifle right there to your chest, whip out this singular circular disc, activate it. It doubles and turns into your goggles as you slide them on. You guys seem all set. Princess Aura, you do not even need to use your incredible psionic abilities to know that Ori is terrified. She is shivering right now. And with that, of course, the old Promethean Arcadicus, he is waving you guys goodbye. Alt escape!
Take care of her.
Alt escape! Alt escape!
What?
He goes, Alt escape! Alt
Didn't
escape!
help. Did not help.
I'm the only one that understands. What is he saying?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
He's thinking that you guys like can't hear him, not that you can't understand. It's like he's just yelling louder. Alt escape! Alt
Does
escape!
not help.
Oh.
I'm gonna fuck with him. He's saying, "Good luck and hold on."
Yeah.
Reach down and pat the beastie's neck. Let's go. Come on. Get this show on the road.
Most definitely. And with that, everyone, aside from Brave Stride, leans back as all of a sudden Kynthia shoots forward and into the skies. I need the... Actually, you guys can do all 3. I need strength checks.
Oh, good.
Oh,
But-
crap.
It's better.
Good thing I'm somewhere in the middle.
All right. So here's the situation, though. There's going to be 3 strength checks. Since you guys have decided to take the precaution of utilizing rope and strapping yourselves in, you guys get to make this at do this at advantage. Also,
I have.
That's a good thing.
oh no, you don't have to do any of these rolls, Brave Stride. You're proficient. All right. If you want, you can aid them
Okay.
at no penalty or anything to you. But yeah, for the rest of them, it's effectively a group check. Also,
Strength saving throw.
since they're anchored by both Brave Stride and Argus at the end, you guys not only get advantage, but you also get a +2.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell him, like, lead forward.
You guys now understand why he wore goggles, as the snow that's being flown through at this great speed is
binoculars.
pelting you like pellets, literally.
Pop
Woohoo.
my the face mask on my helmet down.
You go ahead, you just like tap the side of your helmet and your face mask materializes. Oh wow, now Avray's on your guys' side.
Always seems to happen at the times where it's not combat.
And so with that, actually, given how well those rolls are, screw the rest. Okay, that's just, it'll be ridiculous. You guys get to have your never-ending story moments as you are soaring over the landscape of segment 4. Even able to look backwards and see the city at large, the different portions of the area, and you're also able to see the damage that was done in the conflict. You also notice that there are several Lorendi fighters that are partially destroyed. Some are frozen over, as well as the destroyed defense mechs of this segment.
I totally pet her.
With that, of course, she growls, thank you, and she keeps on telling you to pet her harder.
Okay. I can totally do that. I uncheese the claws a little bit.
There, oh, use the claws? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you go ahead, you whip out the blades, and you start scratching her pretty... I mean, this would normally draw blood on people. But her, she actually finally feels it, and as she kind of leans into it, you realize she's swerving off course.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Don't kill us!
But with that, she gets back on heading, and she swoops and takes you guys to the segment 4 power station. The place has definitely seen better days. You could tell that they blasted it with from their starfighters. There's a lot of ways in, but somehow deep inside, as you guys are getting closer, Princess Aura, the ancient Keshian singing, is getting louder and louder and louder. All of you, aside from Captain Jonathan Archer, are even able to feel the power pulsating from something in there. But with that, Kynthia comes to a landing, dropping you all off right at the entrance to the power station. The power station is built into the wall of this segment of the Pel Evaro station. And so as you look, it arcs up and up and up almost through the clouds. The power station is massive, but if there's an engineer amongst you, or even a hunter, navigating it should be relatively easy.
Oh god, we're screwed!
I know. Who would have thought? Why didn't we bring a hunter or an engineer with us? God.
I thought you guys
Aggie the
were
door, if you
magicians.
will.
Say that
We are
again.
magicians. We make things appear and disappear.
What was that?
Shaggy the door, if you will.
Okay. I'm assuming you're speaking to the Volta. It's right
No.
there.
Soggy is what he said.
Oh, Soggy. I thought he said Shaggy. I was like, who's Shaggy in this group?
Wasn't me.
Not fluffy.
Okay. That was a good one.
Him would it be Fuzzball.
Okay. Okay. That was a good one. Good timing, too. Shaggy.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, Shaggy it was. Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
We'll add that to the counter.
I got my bearings. I got this. Okay. Actually, everyone, please give me Someone give me a scene break. And then...
I'm updating counter. Someone else do it.
and then give me initiative rolls. For deep down, somewhere in this power station, you hear someone roar. There's another explosion. Bits and pieces of debris come raining down. Nothing to the point where you guys have to dodge or worry about damage. But,
Oh, thank God.
yeah, I'm not going to do that twice at this moment. But yes, more explosions ring out immediately. Cynthia, the crowd drake, she kind of props her heads up and stares off to the south. Some of you are able to see the reflection in her eyes as it seems more of the buildings, the few that had power remaining, their power goes out. For some reason, a feeling of dread kind of washes over all of you as you hope that the Keshian Temple still has power. Either way, let's see what are these initiative totals. Oh, look at that. So we got Brave Stride as 1 again. Followed by, oh snap, the Princess.
The rest did her good.
Mm-hmm. We got Argus coming up as 3. And then we have Saga and Captain Archer tied for the rest. Okay.
Age before beauty.
Awesome.
And you're how old?
Not as old as you, old man.
I want to hear actual numbers now.
33.
Yeah, okay. Either way, as another explosion rings out, you guys are there at the entrance. Seemingly worried, the crowd drake, she lowers her head down for head scratches from you, Brave Stride, before taking off again. Also, Aura. Ori is strangely quiet and still shivering. And you don't think it's from the cold.
Ori, are you scared of heights?
Kites? I'm terrified of kites.
Your Grace, I am fine.
If you say so.
Are you well, Your Grace? Do you need anything? And she starts, reaching into the bag for some water. You must stay hydrated, Your Grace.
I
But
need you to take 20 deep breaths in, followed by 20 deep breaths out.
and with that, she, of course, obeys your command and begins breathing deeply. And with every breath, you see her shivering lessens. While that's happening, Brave Stride, what do you do first?
I call Sagi up. He's going to be up with me as we're doing this in the area. Also, I'm going to see if he would know where the repair hatches would be at in like the repair tunnels. That way we don't have to explore floor by floor. We can skip some processes and not have to worry about encountering as many people.
All right. Brave Stride, Saga, you guys head up to the door, which seemingly is still intact and still locked. Saga Ristio, you've seen your fair share of power stations. And you can tell that this one is antiquated. And if that's the case, its reserves is getting ready to go completely empty. And that's a horrible thing, because this model of these old reserves, once they get completely empty, if they are not immediately removed, which requires industrial equipment, by the way, they tend to get very explosive for reasons beyond your understanding. That's why they don't really use these models in any of the current space stations anymore. Also, if the power, because you are able to tell, power is still coming to this power station. It's supposed to come here and then be distributed for the rest of the segment. But something is preventing that from happening. And you think that is that junction is the main area where anything would be taking place. The only question you don't know is what is happening to all of the power. What is it being used for?
Well, before we start
hatch
figuring
my
any of
DNA.
that out, we're gonna figure out the first problem, which is getting into the door. So I will do my mechanical goodness, and I might just hit the door.
Not the direction I expected that to go.
Listen, I have a degree. I know everything there is about machines.
Yeah, I'm knock on it a couple times, like tink 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 tink. Yeah, I know what the problem is. Boot.
All right, are you literally trying to force open the door with brute strength?
No.
Okay, I just want to
No,
make
he's
sure.
doing it with tactical strength, sir.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
I'm
The
using
appropriate application of force in a way that you didn't anticipate.
yes, like a mechanic would.
Definitely.
I'm gonna swear at it until it works.
I know people that would stand by that.
I've seen it
As
work.
do I.
How you feeling, Ty?
Yeah. I see images of a little Russian guy beating on an engine. Russian components, American components, all made in Taiwan.
Ah! Oh, I love that movie.
Well,
as
it's
a matter
16 for my mechanics check the
And
door.
it works.
of fact. With that, the door slides open, revealing the darkness inside as well as the hum of drones. Tell me, Argus, Aura, what are you two doing?
Waiting until I can be useful. I suppose I'll do a perception test, see if I can hear or see anything that nobody's noticed yet.
No problem. Go ahead and give me that roll. Aura, what are you doing?
Well, just to clarify, we're pretty much, is this the place where the voice is the strongest, or is this the stop along the way?
This is the place where the voices are the strongest.
All right, I'm gonna, assuming I haven't already, I'm gonna dismount and take Ori with me,
Mm-hmm.
and just like cautiously follow the rest of the party, and just really be trying to be conscientious of where I hear the voices the strongest.
Definitely. All right.
I miss Dex.
No problem. Jonathan Archer, what are you doing?
Keeping an eye on the princess and staying a step behind her.
Sounds good.
It's almost like he doesn't trust her or something.
And so right now, I need a marching
No, I
order
trust her.
as you guys are getting ready to proceed inside of the power station.
Fuzzball, take point.
I'll be right behind Fuzzball.
Okay.
Put the princess and her companion right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Me on their tail, and the big guy can take up the rear.
Phrasing?
Is there anybody who opposes this plan?
No.
And with that, you guys follow the captain's order and proceed on inside.
Not an order, just a suggestion.
It is all right, Commander. It's all right, Captain. This may not be your ship, but dagnabbit, right now you're in charge. All right. Using the authority and the presence that you have, you're able to, of course, speak out this marching order, and all of you enter the power station. The inside is definitely worse than the outside. It looks as pipes are broken all over the place. Walkways are damaged and crumbling. There's
You don't try to fix it all. Wait till you get to the good stuff.
There's no fixing this antiquated shit. You need to take it out. Once this thing runs out of
We'll
power,
do that later.
It's gonna be unstable. I wish I could just take it out. Wish I could just check this thing out in outer space. Unfortunately,
help.
this thing is not industrial.
Not to mention, there should be anyway an automatic protocol that if this power station is going to detonate, that the entire segment would be jettisoned from the rest of the space station. That, well, of course, would be horrible.
Yes, let's jettison this thing while we're on it. Yep, that sounds like a good idea.
See it first for us.
Somewhere up above, echoing throughout the halls and passageways of this power station, some being is just...
He sounds angry.
And there's another explosion. Aura, you actually feel a Keshian ancient scream. The pain is almost physical for you. But with that, you know exactly where that is.
I'm going to let the rest of the party know where I am, like, feeling pretty confident that I need to get to.
Kitty, excuse me. Let go. There we go, cat. Okay.
I'm Volna getting in the way again.
Yes, this huge Volna jumped onto my chest because I have a house full of Volna cat aliens here. But Prince Aura, she tells the rest of you that, Aura, you know exactly where to go and how to get there somehow. Ori, she's looking at you calm. She is now calm because of the exercises of the breathing that you've taught her. And she goes, Your Grace, we should not be heading towards that angry screaming. Does anyone speak Nasiv?
I
Nick
do.
Toy.
Oh, Aura, you do?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Long story short, he is cussing to beat the band. He is saying effectively, Dagnabbit, why won't you open?
Who is?
That's what the voice that was screaming previously. He is just saying, Dagnabbit, why won't you open? What that means, you don't know. But
Someone's really mad and they're trying to open something nearby.
Saga, even though this place is ancient, you are able to tap into its remaining systems and get a map. The better question right now is, do you want to go and somehow repair the auxiliary power system here? Do you want to go to the power regulators and get them operational? Or do you want to go to the main junction chamber to see where all the power is being diverted to?
If we get the power regulators up and running, then they could maintain a constant voltage, and then we don't have to worry about overloading any systems.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be the smarter choice before we hit the main junction, because once we get things rerouted, if it's not regulated properly, it's gonna cause a lot more issues that we just fixed.
Also, all of you hear that the humming is getting louder and louder. Something's coming. Something is approaching.
I'm saying we hit the regulator first. Let's get that operational. Then we hit the main junction to figure out what the hell they're trying to power. It's sucking up
Sounds
way
like a
too much
plan to
energy.
me.
You're the gearhead.
Aura, the only issue with that is that's in the opposite direction of where you're trying to go to.
You think you can? Sagi, you think you can take care of business on that end? Maybe take, I don't know, the big guy with you for cover? We'll take care of the princess, and she seems pretty intent and distressed about this opening of whatever.
For the most part, I
Still
should
got
be fine
comms?
on my. I still got comms. For the most part, I should be fine on my own. I'd rather not deprive you guys of a shield. There might be more of you, but you need a
Question:
bigger target. You're looking at them.
Are we going to end up going in the direction the princess needs us eventually after doing the regulators?
I'm gonna have to head a little bit further in, a little bit of ways out.
I think we stick together, regulate, because we still got a bigger situation. We don't get this fixed, we're all screwed. We can follow the princess and hope that, I don't know all your skills, but if you'd go down, we technically all go down.
There's that. That's why I was suggesting he take somebody with him.
As you guys are debating this, all of a sudden you realize that the humming that you thought may have been some of the mechanical and maintenance drones in this area were not. You guys all look up to find flying through the air on some type of hover packs more red armored Lorendi soldiers. So far, there are 6 of them, armed with blaster rifles, targeting you, and the fight is officially going to begin. They may immediately begin blasting everywhere, but Rylan Bravestride, what do you do?
What's
Aura,
the
you're
grouping
next.
like?
Right now, there is no grouping, and seeing as how they're hovering above, they have at least 5 feet in between them, but they're currently 20 feet above you all, firing their blasters and trying to find places to land so that they can actually steady their aim.
Okay, so there's a couple of them within 10 feet of each other. So, I'm gonna burst at them.
All right, go ahead. And actually, it's
DC
they have
13.
to DC 13 for them.
And when I'm bursting it, then I will have to use my gangbuster skill after that roll.
Okay. Space, and this is going to be D20 plus their dex. Okay. And you said the DC is 13?
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. Okay. Roll the damage.
Okay.
As they come hovering in, blasting, and the blaster bolts are, of course, causing sparks to fly all over the place. Ori actually kind of screams a little bit, but she's, of course, trying to be in between you, Princess Aura, and the blasters.
For 8 points of damage,
Ooh.
gonna use my bonus action to shrapnel cloud the next target I shoot.
Uh-huh.
So if I hit them, then anyone within 5 feet also get hits by this.
On the next attack that you do.
Yeah, which I'm using my gangbuster skill right now.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Aura, get ready. You're next. Oh, no. Of course you know a nat with a nat 20 hit. Good shot. Good
they
shot.
Didn't even have a chance.
Okay,
So you would have had immediately start opening fire. Just da-da-da-da-da, and you see your round like bouncing off their armor, as well as, of course, finding home. Then finally, you kind of turn your rifle a little bit to the left and just immediately headshot the next one. Roll the damage for that. Plus,
they do get a DC save, but they still take half as much damage as another deck save.
All right. What is that DC save?
12.
12. And you said this was dexterity as well?
Yes.
Okay. Still, go ahead, give me that crit damage.
Okay, so I'll do the crit damage.
They all made their saves, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so I'll roll my crit, which is...
Yeah, the one you headshot, he still takes full crit damage. And then from the cloud of shrapnel, they still take half of that.
Plus 3 times 2, right?
Yep.
For 15 points on the shot on that one guy, and then the shrapnel cloud, it's a D10 half damage.
Okay.
That did it wrong, Brave Stride. That should actually be 24 points of damage.
Okay.
Agreed.
It multiplied the plus 3 times 2.
Yep, I agree with that. So, yeah, when I said you shot him in the head, you shot him through the head.
Okay. And then so and then 1d10. I gotta check something. I think it's just a d10. I don't add my modifier for range, do I?
No.
That's half as much damage on us.
Mm. Either way, after your blast went completely through the Lorindi's helmet, all of a sudden, as its head explodes, the shrapnel showers the other two that you had already been bursting over. And they take an additional point of damage.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. But that's your turn, correct?
Yep.
Aura. All right. The blasting has begun. They're blasting down here, and you're covered in a rain of red blaster fire, while, of course, Brave Stride's auto rifle is just kicking butt all over the place. What do you do?
I'm going to
Argus, you're next.
identify any opportunities for cover, and then I'm going to identify one target within 120 feet and use a good old Psy Blast.
Nice. All right, you look over and you see a couple of the containers that have been blasted open and their contents had already been removed, but the rest of the container still provides more than enough cover that you need. As you hustle over there, Ori, of course, is still trying to be a shield for you, even though most of the blasters are like going over her head. But either way, you still manage to get behind cover, and you do see one of... Are you targeting one of the Lorindi that have already taken damage, or one of the ones that are still fine?
One of the undamaged ones.
Definitely. Do you have to roll to target them, or do they have to roll a save?
It's a ranged channeling attack.
Okay. Go ahead, see if you hit it then. Oh, wait a minute, you already did 18? Yes! Roll that damage! Right? Argus, get ready. But yeah, as soon as you get behind cover, as soon as Ori, she also gets behind cover with you, still making sure to try her best to protect you, you look up, your eyes begin to glow purple. Finally, this purple energy kind of emanates from one of the Lorindi's heads, and he starts screaming. Let's get down! And he starts swerving from side to side from the pain that you're causing inside of his skull for 3 points of damage. Do you do anything else? To my knowledge, you still have a bonus.
I think that's probably it.
Sounds good. Argus, it is your turn. Sagaricio, you're coming up next. Argus, what do you do?
Currently, as it stands, there's one that's dead, multiple that are injured. Are these two-handed blasters or one-handed?
Two-handed blasters on them.
Okay. I imagine there's one that's dropped to the ground after a guy took a hole in the head.
Yes.
I'm going for it, because I can't reach them at 25 feet up in the air.
Okay. And so you rush over to the one that, of course, claps onto one of the walkways. Yeah, he's not going to, of course, resist you taking his rifle. And since you're a warrior, you're trained in all things practically, right?
Indeed.
Yep. And so with that...
turn and start blasting.
And so as the blaster bolts are like just flying down around you, you practically kind of walk through them. A couple of them bounce off of your shoulder plating. All right. As you look down at the practically beheaded Lorindi, you pretty much like do that whole stomp onto the weapon to cause it to flip into your hands move. All right, lift it up. Go ahead. And yes, these things do have auto fire if you want to use that.
I don't remember what that rule does.
Long story short, they have burst, and you get to use the burst value on your character sheet.
Oh, okay.
It's 8 plus proficiency score plus dex.
Yeah, so I think it's only 11 on me.
Do you want to use it or just shoot regularly?
I'll just shoot regularly.
Okay. And so after flipping this blaster rifle into your
16.
hands, roll that damage. All right.
What's the damage?
The damage on these is 1d8.
Groovy.
Plus dexterity in this system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So apparently I can hit, but I only got 2 damage.
Also, I forgot to ask, are you targeting a fresh one or one of the ones that have been hurt already?
One of the ones that was hurt.
All right, the one that was screaming with his head, or the other two that got caught in the shrapnel?
Whichever ones took the most damage.
Got you. Okay. Next up, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, my stance would do no good here. I don't need to use second wind and action surge. I'm going to hold on for later.
Sounds good. Sagaristio, you are up.
Oh, I was letting Ty go before me.
That is true. I forgive me for that. Sorry. Jonathan Archer, tell me, what do you do, Captain?
Well, I think I'm going to sneak myself behind something and try to seemingly disappear, setting myself up for something in the next round.
Definitely.
So let's see what stealth will.
Sounds good. Go ahead, roll your stealth. At the moment, you're in combat, but you definitely start dashing behind certain crates and containers, as well as some of the large piping in this area. As soon as you break line of sight, you definitely find yourself a little hidden up.
Shit.
Unfortunately,
and she hates me tonight.
This is true, but
I have attained cover at least.
Yes, you definitely have attained cover. You also have an ability that would probably let you do that as a bonus action. Did you use that so that you still have an action? Yep. Okay. Do you attack at all?
Of course.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
One with the psionic damage.
Ah. Sounds good. You take off running. The blaster bolts are exploding by your feet. You go ahead and leap behind cover. Roll the damage.
15.
You guys are on a roll tonight. Awesome job. Yeah, roll the damage. Even though what you hit behind was not enough to hide you completely. All right, you're still able to turn back around and fire from cover. The guy that's finally coming out of reeling from the splitting pain in his head, he looks up just in time to see the barrel of your blaster.
Or 6 points.
Alrighty. All right. It splashes onto his chest and on his face, and he starts like hovering backwards. All right, as he really just can't catch a break. Sagaricio, what are you doing?
Ooh, let's see. I'm gonna try and use some cinematic advantage here, but I'm just trying to think. Let's see. With the running start, I could probably bounce myself off the big guy off of his shoulders. I know he might not appreciate that, but it might just give me just enough to reach up and grab the ankles of one of them and slam them down.
Oh, please bring someone down to the ground. I need a play toy.
Oh, that is epic. Yes. Take cinematic advantage on that athletics check or acrobatics, whatever's higher for you to do that.
It will be my athletics. And I just gotta double check. Yeah, that's right.
DC's 14. Oh. You can do it. Come on. With that, he's charged. No, let me rephrase. I don't want to say that you charged the back of Argus. That may not be appropriate. Either way, you start running towards Argus. You finally leap up, actually rail walk on the railing before leaping off of that onto Argus. What is Avra going to do? What is?
Apparently, not give me anything.
Inspiration.
Which I could do, yeah.
Which
I will.
Okay. Reroll. And yes, you can continue to do so with advantage.
Or 14.
Just enough! At first, it seemed as if you were getting ready to miss this guy's feet, and you see your first hand actually slide through his feet, but the other one catches, and with the momentum from you launching yourself off of Argus, it was just enough to start bringing him down, causing his thrusters to short out, and slamming him onto his back, knocking him prone.
And bonus action, assault drone comes out, starts shooting him.
And so with that, your arm, once again, your cybernetic arm opens up and practically from the elbow shoots out this drone that unfolds into a bigger version of itself, hovers over and begins blasting him. Okay.
What does a 14 do? Actually, he's prone too, so...
This is true, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. You definitely hit. Roll the damage. And so now your drone is blasting him, and he's like trying to like cover himself with his rifle and roll over to the side.
An additional 9 points of damage.
Nice pew.
Do you want to describe how you dispatch this one?
Well, let's see. After he got slammed down to the ground and he's trying to cover his face, the drone actually goes right up to it. It kind of knocks on it. And
Ting, ting.
for a moment there, he's just like, huh? Is it okay? No, it's not. Robot shoves the blaster in his mouth, pulls the trigger.
Oh! 2 down, 4 to go, and
And then it gives a smiley face on its interface.
Oh, that's it's cute, but it's a little psycho, but it's cute. It just goes ahead, just offs this Lorindy, and then turns around. Cheese. Okay, 2 down, 4 to go.
With the dead body.
Yeah. That one is down. The other Lorindy are opening fire. I'm just going to be doing a roll for all of them, and they are going to go in the initiative order. So the first roll is going to be for Rylan. The second roll is going to be for Aura. I am aware that you're behind cover, so they're at a disadvantage to hit you. The third roll is going to be for Argus. And yeah, I was going to go with Captain Archer, but yeah, Captain Archer didn't humiliate one of the Lorindia the way Sagaristio did.
So it's gonna come after me?
Yes.
Fourth roll? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna spend my reaction.
Okay. Do you want to resolve yours first and work backwards?
We could, or you could roll for the first 3 and then roll the last one at disadvantage.
Okay. So here goes for the first one. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I smell burnt fur.
All right. Damage is 6.
Okay.
All right. And for the other ones with disadvantage. Come on, Betsy. D20. Okay. Well, almost forgot the disadvantage. Here we go.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't think that really got anyone, as a matter of fact.
I think that's a no across the board.
That is a no across the board. As they just open fire. Say that again.
Is the 14 for Aura?
Either way you cut it, the 7 would be for you.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes.
I'm just thinking, wasn't the initiative order Raylan, Aura, then me?
But we already got Raylan out the way.
Yeah, so it would have been Aura, then me.
Okay.
You rolled 3.
It'll be fine. At the moment, blaster bolts are going all over the place. Or behind cover, still safe. The Lorindia have gone. Now that 2 of them are down, one of them actually activates his jet thruster a whole lot faster than the rest, and he actually is attempting to leave this area. All right. Since he was already hovering in a bit of a distance and out of melee for the rest of you, there's no attack opportunities unless you guys have some type of reaction that is for this area, this situation.
My attacks would only be in close combat. So.
Got you. All right. One of them takes off.
How fast he moving?
With his jetpack, he is moving at 60.
He's still within range.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That leaves the other 3, but getting back to you, Rylan. All right. As you're just opening fire, taking them out, one of them hits you in the vest. All right. Causes you to stagger back, but you don't fall and you don't falter. What do you do?
I'm going to shoot the jetpack of the one leaving.
All right. If you're going specifically for the jetpack, that is going to be a shot at disadvantage. The tension builds. He looks down his
Use
scope.
my inspiration I have,
Okay.
because I don't want this guy reporting.
Reporting hacks.
Mm.
Captain, they're hacking. They're hacking, bro.
Ah, damn.
Okay.
And then my movement, I will also get behind cover.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Aura. What do you do? Argus, you're next.
I'm gonna side blast again.
Okay. Hey, if it works, use it. All right. Go ahead and get your roll on. All right. Are you two targeting the one that's trying to flee?
Sure.
Okay. And so here he is trying to get out of there.
Like a bitch.
Girl.
Roll the damage. Because as he is flying up there, yeah, you don't need to look down a scope. You don't need to look down iron sights. You're able to see his head, and that's enough. His helmet. You're able to see him. That's enough. And 5 points of damage to this guy. Now, as he is like strafing up into the pipework of this power station, now you hear him, of course, screaming as he is still flying upwards. All right, you do anything else?
Dex save to stay on his machine.
It's attached to him. It's on his back, so it's gonna be all right.
So the next question is there's a aim mechanic in this, right? Where you sacrifice your movement and that gives you a shooting bonus.
There is some type of aim mechanic.
You don't remember what it is, though, do you?
No, I do not. I'll be honest with you. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind standing out in the open and getting shot at if I can at least get a half decent shot at this motherfucker.
Right. Let's see here. Can I quickly see what the heck the aim rules are? And okay, at the moment they don't see any aim, but pretty much you just want to stand out in the open, not worry about getting hit, just so you get a clean shot of this guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm willing to sacrifice my movement for it. That should be under combat.
Right. Sounds good to me. We'll use it this one time until we get some clarity on it.
But what am I getting for doing it?
All right.
I didn't see an aim one.
Say that again.
I'm in combat chapter right now, and I didn't see aim.
No problem. But not worrying about what happens to you as you just wade out into the blaster fire. You shoulder that rifle. Go ahead, fire with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we're going to do it for this time. Then I'll see what I can find out, and then we'll make it a homebrew rule next time.
14.
But even as blaster bolts are bouncing off of your armor, 14 is just enough. Roll that damage. And this is the one that's, of course, trying to get away, correct?
Mm-hmm. The other ones I'm not terribly worried about.
Got you. Like they're shooting you, they're shooting everyone else. Blaster bolts is bouncing off the cover. It's bouncing off of your armor as you don't really seem to be worried or affected by most of the things that they're doing. You blast past the...
12 points to him. Or 11.
It is 11.
Well, unless he took damage previously from the sprays and whatnot. Or the, what you call them?
Yeah, from the shrapnel. Argus, do you want to tell me how you one-shot, one-kill this guy?
You know, I'll let you do it this time.
No problem.
I honestly didn't think I was going to get him. It was just a low enough roll where it's kind of like, damn.
Right. And so, like I said before, as you go wading into the blaster bolts of the Lorendi that are hovering around like angry hornets, you go ahead and shoulder this Lorendi design rifle, raise it up, and begin tracking and leading the one that is screaming away from everyone else. His skull ablaze with psionic fire from aura. You realize that he is still heading in a straight line, steady path, same speed. You take a breath, you squeeze the trigger. The blaster rifle bucks in your hands. All of a sudden, his screaming stops. Then it is quickly followed by the ping pong pong ping pong ping pong ping as his body, his corpse is bouncing off of the other pipes, going from side to side as they're no longer controlled because he is now missing his head. It has been blasted smooth off, and his thrusters are still going, smashing him like a ping pong ball amongst the rest of the pipework of the power station. Before finally he comes crashing down past where you guys are currently located into the bowels of this power station. Good job, man.
Neat.
Next up is the captain.
And, well, I'm already behind cover, so I will just take a shot.
Okay. With that, the other two, they're staring at one of their companions, plummeting to his death, missing his head. And then there goes the head. They're a little bit distracted. Go ahead, roll to attack with advantage. Oh, wait, what?
No.
Roll again.
Yeah.
Immediately, they begin to say to themselves something, and they see Aura. You know that it was like, wait a minute, we should have left with the rest of the
There
group.
we go. That's a little better.
Roll that damage. You raise up your auto pistol, fire it.
Give him 3 points.
It goes right through the stomach piece of his armor. He grunts in pain, and immediately the thrusters begin to kind of power down a little bit as he begins to lower away from the other Laurenti soldier. That's just your action. You still got to move in a bonus.
Let's see, you attacked with advantage, right?
Watching. Yep.
You roll your 2d6.
Oh!
You have to strike.
That's right.
Yes, this is true.
Right.
Thank you, Sagaristio. Thank you for reminding.
Yes.
Every time you have advantage on attack and it hits, gotta remember that.
For another 7 points for a total of 10 on him.
Oh, you got him. You got him. All right. He went ahead. He goes ahead and he lands, and he sees exactly where you are, and he gets his rifle and begins marching towards you before more and more of this black stuff is just pouring out of the stomach wound that you gave him before finally he kind of stops, drops his rifle, falls to his knees, holding his stomach, and falls forward onto his face. Sagaristio, one remains.
One remains. It's not the one prone, eh? No, he's dead.
Yeah.
No. So, me and my assault drone, we're going to surround the last guy.
Flanking +2 to your attacks.
Yeah. And, I'm gonna attack first with my axe. I'm gonna axe him a question.
Well, this last one's still hovering, but it's all right. Are you going to run and jump and leap and start sailing through the air? Are you going to springboard off Argus again?
I could do that. I could also springboard off my assault drone, too. It probably won't be as dramatic.
Well, if you're flanking, it's on the other side of them, so that's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'll springboard off of him, do a flip in the air. Now I'm flanking. No.
I thought you were serious. I was like, yeah, do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Why not?
Why
Let's
not?
have some fun.
Are you just jumping off them or flipping off them? Because that determines if it's athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump off of him.
Gotcha.
I'm not that agile, not with these muscles.
No problem. Go ahead, roll your athletics with advantage, and then roll to attack. Yes, with advantage. Oh, this is where the crit comes in.
This is where the crit comes in.
So,
Nice.
Knowing that the Laurenti are responsible for your uncle's death, knowing that they've stripped your uncle's corpse of one of his most prized possessions, all right, you roar in defiance, in rage, in anger, charge towards him, immediately responding to your mental impulses. Your drone hovers right in front of you, about at head's height. As you leap up onto the drone, off of the drone, it immediately zooms underneath the hovering Laurenti to get behind it as you are coming across with your axe. Roll to attack with advantage.
Let's see, what was that? Yep, +5 ADV.
Apparently, Alloy, it doesn't matter if you're too far away.
Yeah, we'll use that last point of inspiration.
Sounds
Gotta make
good.
this epic.
Wait, what's happening?
That is epic.
I I was also supposed to roll that at advantage, so all right. Well, it's still gonna hit.
Okay, look, it hits. The other one's your drone. All right, roll damage for both, please.
All right, so
So what you missed, Alloy, is that Sagaristio realizes that there's only one Lorendi soldier left.
Mm-hmm.
The last one taken out by a gut shot from the captain. And with that, Sagaristio charged towards the hovering Lorendi soldier, leapt off of his attack drone. The hover drone went ahead and circled to the backside so that they have flanking. And now, sailing through the air, Sagaristio has sunk his axe into the Lorendi soldier.
all right. So total is 11 points of damage.
Plus, the damage is already kind of taken. This is the one of the two that have taken the shrapnel damage, meaning that as you are flying towards it, axe in hand, over your head, blaster bolts are just peppering the back of this Lorendi from behind from your attack drone, softening him up as you cleave through it. The Lorendi soldier's in two pieces, and you land hard on the walkway, causing it to buckle. And this fight currently is over.
All right, before we do something, I'm gonna go loot one of the freaking jetpacks right now.
Probably we'll grab the one off the guy I literally body slammed. That's probably going to be the one in the best condition.
Me and the engineer looking at each other. Yeah. Fucking charging.
Right. So you guys go ahead and rush over, like, take the. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's compatible with Lorendi armor. That's where it gets its power from.
Oh, interesting. I guess I'll have to wear some Lorendi armor. I can blend in.
It's not really made for Volna, at least not leg-wise, but yeah.
That's fine. He only needs to wear the top piece, which matters. That's where it's attached.
Yeah. Right. As you guys are sitting here doing that, finally, Aura, I need a wisdom save. The DC is 15. There's another explosion in the power station. A wave of psionic energy fills this entire place. All but the captain feel it. But Aura, you know that the Keshian singing, it screamed, and now it's silent. You hear in Nasiv, finally! The question is, do you want to continue, or do you all want to call it a night?
I got time.
Likewise.
I mean, some of us
Let's
still
do
do have to
this.
work tomorrow, but I guess we're going.
That is 3 for a yes. The other 2 are quiet.
I am getting kind of tired, but I can brew myself some coffee if we want to keep going.
All right. The question is, are you guys going to go to the junction chamber, or you're going to go to the power regulators?
I guess we have a really pressing matter now.
Because that scream, that last Lorendi, is definitely in the power junction, the junction chamber, excuse me. Captain, what do you say?
Let's go get that dirty bastard. I can see it on her face. That hurt. And you guys felt it too.
I'm still for the regulator. I don't mind heading off on my own to get that up and running. If you guys want to head to the junction and take care of business there, at least then we've at least got a chance of making sure this power station will be back up and running, as well as taking care of any other business here. Without that regulator, and with all the power that they've been using here, I don't know what would happen. I don't want to think
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
I get that.
So
Luck to you. Let's go.
So before I start going off on my own, I'm actually going to grab one of the Rare Andes communicators. I'm going to hook it up into mine, and I'm just going to have mine listening.
right, you pick up a helmet, you reach inside, you break off a piece, attach it to your arm. Immediately, small little gadgets attached to it, and you begin to seek your frequency. You do that while making your way towards the power regulator room. The rest of you guys make your march up the stairs and to the various lifts that eventually lead you guys to the junction chamber. As the circular door rolls to the side, as you all step inside, you see this one massive Lorendi. He's currently hunched over. Whatever he is over, this green light is definitely shining from it. All about him are fragments of some Keshian artifact. It looks like if you put the pieces together, it could have been a pyramid. Something small, something that could go on a desk. But now it's in pieces. A bit of
And
soaring.
he doesn't.
Go ahead.
Does he know we're here?
At the
Has
moment,
he spotted us?
no. His back is to you, and
And
whatever.
that gives us advantage.
This is true. As you got, so, is there anyone not going to enter the power, the junction chamber? I take that.
I can't do much from outside of the room, so
Okay.
How big's the room?
It is 80 feet in diameter.
Okay.
But it is circular. There are consoles on both the east and west side, but this Lorendi, he's on the far north as you guys are coming in from the south. There are 4 circles into the floor of this area, and you're not exactly sure what their purpose is. But aside from that, and various thick cables that are hanging from the roof, a lot of them have been gathered together and bundled in front of this Lorendi, who's now standing up to his full intimidating height. Whatever is in front of him is still glowing wildly green. And you guys are able to feel the crucible's power just coming off of it in powerful waves. But with that, actually, we'll keep the same initiative. Brave Stride. What do you do?
I'm going to go in stealthily and get behind cover at a range as much as the room will give me.
There's not that much, but you can kind of duck behind, not behind, but on the side of the consoles that are set into the side walls.
Okay.
Definitely. And so, go ahead and roll your stealth.
And how tall is the ceiling?
The ceiling is about 40, well, it's 40 feet from where you see the cables are emanating from.
My stealth is fine.
Various alerts and alarms are flashing on the console as you quietly, on the pads of your Volna feet, head over to the side of the console.
Thanks.
I'm assuming rifle at the ready.
Yep.
All right. He
Bonus
seems
action is
completely
Hunter's
unaware. Okay. You set your your munters, your hunter's mark onto him.
Munters.
Yes, your munters. You hit your munter's heart on him. All right.
Hark.
Is-
Hark.
Do you do anything else?
I wait for my party to fix before I engage him.
Definitely. All right, Aura. What do you do as Ori is whispering protest that we should not be here? We should not be in here.
I'm just gonna observe and just kind of wait and see.
Got you. And with that, as you're just waiting for the most opportune moment to do something, Ori takes that as in that you actually listen to her and you actually see her breathe a sigh of relief. Argus, what do you do?
I'm strolling in there. I'm gonna stab the fucker in the back with my glaive.
All right. With that, you go re-grip your glaive as you start heading on in there. Toom, 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 toom. Yes, you guys are of equal height, as a matter of fact.
I wasn't that concerned about it, if I'm being honest.
No problem. Go ahead and roll to attack with advantage.
Uh, 22.
Nice.
All right, and roll the damage.
Okay. I'm also gonna trigger my force drive after I hit him too.
Oh, okay.
So that'll do an additional 2d6 points of damage, and he'll have to do a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, he's getting thrown 15 feet forward and knocked prone.
At the moment, give me the damage.
$18.
Nice. And so with that, you come up behind him, grab your glaive with both hands, and you just go for the hard thrust right behind him as you see your blade gets completely caught into this green force field. Immediately, the red energy surges from you into your pole arm and blasts, and he actually staggers forward a little bit as he turns around furious. This green gem hovering right in front of him.
I don't think that belongs to you.
With that, he puts his hand over it. Oh, not over it, but under it. And it hovers above his palm. The power of the cosmos in the palm of my hand.
Yeah, cool it, fucking Thanos.
Than who?
Thanos.
Oh,
Bro? Than bros?
Captain, what do you do?
You. For a 21 to hit.
A 21 does hit. Roll that damage.
Don't forget it's 3d6.
Uh-huh.
And so with that, he's completely transfixed on this green gem.
Oh, I should have clarified. I'm in my stance now, too.
For another 15.
Ooh, wow. I am impressed. Okay. And so with that, you go ahead and I'm assuming you go into the room and pop a shot off, or what we're doing here. Got you. All right, making sure to miss the
Bam.
making sure to miss the big guy in front of you. You move over to the side a bit and you blast him. And once again, you see your round get caught into his force field. As he's still staring at it like, such a little thing. Yet this core stone is so powerful. But with that, he motions for it to be over his head as he reaches behind himself and pulls out this beautiful, elegant axe. You tell that's similar in design to the one that Sagaristia wields. And you too, as he talks to the axe, shall also be unlocked for me. But since you're right there, Argus, he definitely focused his intentions upon you. And he takes a swing.
Ow!
Hit.
So Avi's trying to kill me.
Okay.
That's kind of harsh that he's got advantage on attacks, bro.
Don't worry. It's only...
Don't fucking worry!
Yes. It's only 12.
First round of combat, he rolls a crit on me.
It's only 14 points of damage. You're okay.
Dude, that is almost exactly half my fucking health.
With that, he just cleaves into you, coming down hard. You get your pole arm up and you knock it away. He comes back again. You try to parry the next one. Sparks fly as finally his third strike hits home. You are insignificant to the
You're
power
an asshole.
I now possess. And as his bonus action, he is actually going to use a power surge in the area. So this is going to affect everyone except for Aura, since she had let us know she did not go in. And of course, not you, Sakuristio. All right, DC is 12, dex save. In the meantime, Sakuristio, you reach over to the power regulator station. Give me your 3 repair rolls. The DC is 14.
Yep.
Okay. As he is trying to sink the blade of the axe deeper into you, Argus, he finally grips it, and all of a sudden just kind of explodes with energy.
For a second there, I almost freaked out until I seen it was Tonto that rolled the nat 20.
Yeah, I
What's
rolled
the
the net.
range
Right.
of his attack?
All right. The range of his attack with this crystal, it envelops the whole room.
Okay.
All right. Aside from you, Brave Stride, and of course you, Aura, Argus, Captain, 4 points of energy damage.
Awesome.
But that is it. Let's see here. Okay, so you got a crit that counts as 2 successes, and then the 14.
Mm-hmm.
The regulators are yours. Where
Beautiful.
where do you want to shunt this power? You want to shunt it back into the segment right now? Someplace specific? The auxiliary batteries? Or back into the power chamber?
Ooh, let's see. Since we got them all regulated now, could probably put it back to the section. In fact, I could probably divvy it up evenly amongst all of them.
This is true. Which one? Or is that your plan?
Right now, because we needed to get power back into this section of the station, it's probably best to do that, and then that can bring up other automations,
Mm-hmm.
like defenses, and
Right.
emergency bulkheads, and heat, as well as everything else.
Definitely.
And the people over at the temple will not have to worry.
And so you begin rerouting power, but you realize that, yes, you could definitely route power to the auxiliary batteries, but there is a disturbance happening in the junction chamber. For some reason, certain cables are not positioned as they were supposed to. If you send power to the junction chamber now, which there's an override for that, it's just pretty much going to flood that entire chamber with very dangerous energy.
And that's where they went to. I'm actually going to get on communications with them right now and get an status update from them.
No problem. As you're doing that, Brave Stride, what do you do?
Well, did you get asking for a status?
Yes, he is.
I just let him know the situation real quick, and then I am going to figure out what is powering the gem.
All right. You relay that situation, and you're going to make a perception check to find out what's going on with the gem.
Yep.
I don't suppose him triggering that gem last turn would have caused a reaction attack, eh?
Say that again.
I don't suppose when he used that gem last turn that would have caused an attack of opportunity, eh?
No.
That's bullshit.
Okay, so you're seeing here, I mean, completely studying this gem that's currently hovering over his head. And you were wondering if it's getting power from somewhere?
Yes.
No, as it seems as if it's generating power.
So there's a force field against attacks. It's generating its own power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal it.
Okay.
How?
Are you going to just rush over and try to grab it?
I guess we could try this jetpack out.
It's in a force field.
I thought the force field was on him. Okay.
He had it like in his hands, and now it's just floating slightly above him. I'm pretty sure it's still in the shield.
You can still go ahead and give it a shot. And you said you're going to use the jetpack for this?
And because now I'm questioning things.
Oh, I'm about to give you cinematic advantage on this. All right, never mind then.
Fuck it.
That's-
I'll go for it. I'll fucking go for it.
That sounds like bait, but okay.
Yeah, I'll fucking go for it.
You have full choice to do what you want, but so you go ahead, strap on the Lorendi chest piece armor with the jetpack. You fix yourself. Go ahead and give me athletics with advantage.
Athletics.
As more power is just emanating from this.
Is this the green one too?
Yes.
So this is the one that I felt like that nature.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going for it.
Okay. 14. Huh. Okay. Okay. And so with that, you go ahead and you take off at this run, activate the jetpack, shoot off towards him, inverse so that now you're like stomach up back towards the floor, and while upside down, your claws sink into this field that he has protecting himself, wrapping your hand around the gem. Immediately, power surges through your entire form. There's a flash of green energy. You're on the other side of the room, prone right now. The field around the Lorendi disappears. But if you are still, I mean, right now the gem is with you, but if you are still holding it physically, I need you to make a DC 18 con save. So the choice is yours. Are you still touching it, or are you fine with just having it?
Is it going to do the floaty thing around me?
Right now, it's floating near your hand.
Then I'm cool with that.
Okay. But yeah, that's affected your turn. I'm surprised that worked. Okay. Is there anything else before we get over to Aura?
I think I used my action, and I already did a perception, so I have a movement, right?
Well, the movement was getting over there to do that thing. It was all one piece.
So I think that's everything.
And I don't recall you doing a bonus.
My bonus, I don't have a lot of bonuses yet.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so that's it. Aura, you are next. What do you do, Argus? You're coming up, and before you do anything, Aura, just know that now the circular door that moved to the side, it is now slowly closing. Also, you hear the power being returned to other systems in this power station.
So just to clarify, is this where I feel the like, is this where the voices are coming from?
Here, yes. You do definitely know there is a voice. Actually, let me clarify because it wasn't made clear. The voices, the ancient Keshian voices that you heard, those actually have come to an end. You can tell that they were coming from the pyramid-like artifact that seemingly was housing this core stone. But now you feel the power of the core stone itself. Having a connection to the crucibles, due to your unique abilities, you do feel the presence and energy of that green core stone that's currently in the possession of Brave Stride. But unfortunately, the ancient Keshin singing has ceased, seeing as how the artifact is no longer intact anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you for clarifying.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to synaptic recoil on the big bad.
Oh! I don't even know what it does. This sounds dangerous.
You unleash a wave of psychic feedback upon one creature of your choice within range, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. A creature with immunity to psychic damage automatically succeeds on the save.
Well, unfortunately, it's lost its immunity because someone took his stone.
Oh.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Right. So he's gonna have a bad headache, and now he's gonna start running away.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, man. Dag damn it, Aura. Why? Why you do this to him? What'd he do to you?
Well, he really hurt me, so I'm a bit bitter.
He fucked with my people.
All right. So yeah, what was the damage on that again, or did it just make him lose his cookies?
3d6 points of
3d6
damage. 9 points of psychic damage.
Ouch.
And then he starts running.
Yes. Yeah.
Which means attack of opportunity.
As he immediately moves, he has to use his reaction to move, which means
this is
that
true.
immediately gets
This is
poked.
true.
Yeah.
Well played. Go ahead on, girl. All right. Go ahead, roll to attack Argus. As all of a sudden he grabs his head. He's like, "Nah!
Oh,
my course! Oh! Roll damage. Roll damage."
And on that hit, I'm going to trigger my last use of my force drive.
Oh! He's sitting here. He's like backing up. No! No! All of a sudden, as you shove your glaive into his gut, all of a sudden it starts to power up with red energy.
He has to do the 13 con save or get thrown 15 feet and knocked prone. But he takes 13 points of additional damage.
He has to make the con save. Sure. What is the DC?
13. Bastard.
You go ahead and steal. The energy bursts forth. Causing his armor to just crack and spiderweb all over. He slides back just a step as he slowly takes your blade out of him.
But he has to keep moving, so.
Right. He's sitting here still holding on to his head and begins stepping to the side because there's not too much. It's like a wall on the other side of him. It's not he can't really go backwards, as it were. All right. But yeah, good stuff. Wait a minute. If Aura goes second and she did all that and Argus goes next, crud.
It's back to me, yeah.
Wait a minute. Before she goes to you, Aura, is there anything else you want to do? Like, give him a band-aid?
Yes, a band-aid, all right.
Nobody give him a fucking chair, okay?
Here, use this to sit down. And he's gonna
cast
have
barrier on him? Okay.
I'm not there.
Oh, yeah.
And he has my uncle's axe. So he's not getting shit from me besides an ass beating.
Right. Aura, though. Aura, does that complete your turn?
Is there any opportunity for me to get behind cover?
Yeah. You could definitely go over to the side of the console. It'll give you just a little bit, but this will be your last chance to do it before the door closes all the way.
I'm going to do that.
So, despite Ori's protest, you go ahead and you slip in, and she's like, "You're great!" And of course, the door closes. You guys can, of course, all hear Ori on the other side of the door banging on it. But yes, you are inside, and you move over to the position where Brave Stride was. Argus, what do you do? Like, I'm hammering into him.
I'm fucking his day up as best as I can right now.
right? And so as he's moving to the side, like, you give me back that core stone. And all of a sudden, the slashes come one after the other. Ooh, wow. Okay.
Okay, now group consensus. Should I go for the action surge and stab him again, or do the stance?
Stance. He's
Stance?
gonna have to
Yeah.
constantly keep trying to get out of this room.
Well, so the issue is, like, I don't have a shit ton of hit points left, and he's still got that axe.
Well,
Can you move in that
Um,
stance?
Well, see, the thing is, if I move away from him, he gets the attack of opportunity.
yep.
So the whole point of this build is I control a zone in the stance,
Oh.
or I go full aggro.
He's still not cowering in fear until his next turn, or across the room.
Well, I mean, we still have Archer's turn after this, and then it's his go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is I can second win and try to regenerate some
I'm
health.
all prepped.
I would.
Yeah, that would be the one I'd go for.
All right,
I'd go for health.
I'll pop second win then.
Okay.
And plus,
And
Archer?
question, Cobalt.
Yeah?
plus 6 hit
What
points.
kind of, with everything going on with this poor bastard, what kind of advantage do I get out of this situation?
Well, let's see. He has a splitting headache. He's been stabbed
Multiple times.
multiple times. All right, and he lost his core stone because
He lost his precious rack.
of a kitty thief. Yeah, you were kind of like low on his list of priorities right now. He's not really paying attention too much to you. Do you if you want to attack with advantage, I'll definitely allow it. Go for it.
Yes, he had his stone stolen by a catomaniac.
Nat 20.
Oh.
What?
Uh-huh.
I would have liked one of those Nat 20s tonight. I think everyone got one except me.
And so as Argus kind of straightens up his posture and rotates his shoulder, takes a deep breath and to get back into the fight, Argus, out of the side of your eye, you see the captain kind of take a knee and hold his blaster with two hands,
Picturing the Han Solo pose.
tilts his head to the side. You almost could have swore you see him mouth the words, "Gotcha."
I only get the 1d6 this time.
Why is that? Yeah, you get two.
You're hitting
No,
with
I-
advantage.
I do get the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
it's,
Every time
That's
with advantage.
it is 2d6 and also it's times 2.
Yes, because of the natural, or the Nat 20.
Yep.
Avray. He has so much cool stuff to do. Don't do this to him.
Okay, how do I type this out? Sorry.
Just
Honestly,
the equation will times it by 2.
yeah,
yeah,
because
we'll times it.
we always had problems getting it to double properly.
Yeah,
Right.
It
Okay.
always doubles up your modifier instead of the whole thing.
Well, unless I imagine unless you did like
So that's
2d6
22.
times 2 plus.
No, you forgot 1d6 on there because it's 1d6. Your death strike is 2d6, so it's
Oh,
3d6.
Yeah.
I'll roll another 6.
Working on it.
So,
You don't have to. It's okay. It's okay.
no, do it.
Yeah.
Quiet you. You already got one critical against one of the team members.
6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Damn.
Three
I
is
mean-
14 times
Oh, well.
2,
It's still
that is
28 points
28.
damage.
Yeah.
Was no fourth field because I have it.
Captain, do you want to describe how you fatally
I'll
shoot?
allow you that pleasure.
So, as this huge Lorendi is still holding his head, stumbling forth, stumbling to the side, trying to get away from this Ashen Forge, who just now is really getting into the fight and pursuing him. All right, glaive in hand. He returns his focus to the core stone, that green gem that is just glowing right now in the presence of Brave Stride, who is currently on his side, getting up, making sure to keep this gem safe, but not touching it at the same time, knowing the power it possesses. But as soon as this huge Lorendi reaches out his hand forward, as soon as the gem begins to quiver and quake and actually begin to hover up and start to go towards the Lorendi's hand, a shot.
No, I will force fight this motherfucker.
Brave Stride, he reaches out with his clawed paw, and now the gem is going back and forth between the two that are summoning it, trying to control it. And just as he exerts his will, the Lorendi begins pulling it closer and closer and closer to him before a single shot echoes in the junction chamber. The core stone flies and hovers in the palm of Brave Stride. The huge Lorendi falls to one knee, then two. Brave Stride, from your point of view, you're looking at him as he's looking at you with a look of shock before he turns his head to the side to look at the captain. And as he turns his head to the side to look at him, you're able to see the hole that's been blown clear through it. Captain, his eyes roll into the back of his head, and then that head crashes onto the ground.
I'm taking the axe.
Argus, you rip the axe from his hand?
Do I hear that over the comms?
Yes.
Think you better be looking after that. That's my uncle's.
Huh, I think it's mine now.
I'm looking at a button. I can nuke that entire room right now.
Yeah. Get the door open. We'll settle this later.
How long could I power my jetpack for?
With that,
The answer's probably yes.
Argus, big guy, how you feeling?
I felt better. I felt worse. Let's get the hell out of here.
with that, you all work together, get the cables to where they need to be. Sagaristio, you hit the switches. Power is restored to segment 4. Despite incredible odds, despite even the appearance of the Seath Spawn and the Cryodrake. Even though there was this Lorendi empowered with a core stone. All of you emerge from the power station victorious, side by side, walking into a freshly generated light. As the life support systems begin to come back online, the air is no longer thin, no longer dirty, as it smells fresh. You can even see the snow melting, and there's a roar going off in the distance as the Cryodrake seems to be circling someplace over into the city. But that is going to be a story for another time.
Preferably next week.
Right now.
Most definitely. Alrighty. Oh, man. So. Woo! Man, what an adventure! Thank you again for joining us. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to activate that like button. Subscribe and comment if you haven't done so already. And I want to thank my players, Alloy, Master Draco, Dark Lovely, Tonto Tomahawk, and Typhoon 44. And I hope to see you all back here for another adventure in Esper Genesis.